What's up, Sonny? Sonny Payne. Sonny's back. He made it. No more Papa Roach this weekend, huh? No Papa Roach. Getting in my way. I mean, I guess Papa Roach is better, though. You know what I mean? I can't be mad at you. Richard Jackson. What is up? What's up, Richard? Sonny Payne says, I know, right? And an old guy on Hollywood Boulevard selling celebrity tours told me so, LOL. He was wearing Trump socks. He had his liberation socks on. Something like that. Wow, here we go, man. Just want to get some people in here, guys, so that we're not like repeating ourselves 50 times. Get a decent amount in here. So if you guys got shit to do real quick, do it now before we dive in. I'm just gonna wait for some peeps to join. Let me know in the chat, guys, ahead of time, if there's anything in particular you want to look at today other than the AMC potential impulse move squeeze starting Monday, because that gonna be one of the main things we talk about today. But we're gonna talk about a bunch of stuff, and any requests that you guys have, just drop it down in the chat. What's up, everybody? We're getting some more people in here, so that's gonna be helpful, so that I don't have to repeat myself as people join later. Richard Jackson says, I just started watching you. I appreciate the info you put out. It keeps me grounded. Thanks, man. And that's what I'm trying to do, is just keep everybody from you know, falling victim to their own emotions and this whole craziness that's going on. And honestly, where we're at, you'll know that positionally, man, there's not much, like I said in my last video, that they could do to us at this point, because everything that we're in is already pretty much beat down. So I think out of anything right now, we're good. If, you know, look at this drop right here for the SPY, this double gap down. I mean, and we didn't see anything too crazy for AMC, and GME went up 12%. So we're gonna dig into that, guys, to see what is actually going on here. And I don't give a shit if Ryan Cohen bought shares or not. In the midst of a move like this, still, you know what I mean? Like, very strange things happening. And I'm going to go over a couple different theories, a couple different things that might be sort of commonplace, I guess, amongst the community, but very real things potentially happening Monday, starting this thing off. For sure. 100%. Kyle Jones! What's up, man? What's up, Kyle? Kyle back in the building, man, once again. Okay. I dig it. He's back. With his 100K, 100G position, something crazy. That's something crazy going on. Let me get AMC on the board, because people get a little flighty when they don't see the stock up. They're like, oh shit. Kyle says, just waiting for my lady Amy to pop off. Well, yeah, man, I think it's, guys, I really think it's time. Honestly, I really think it's time to get a pop. Minimum to get a nice pop. And then we'll see what happens after that. But there's so many things factored in to what's coming that it's going to blow your fucking mind. I mean, I just think that the craziness in the market, guys, very abruptly is going to affect a lot. Okay? In so many different kind of ways. And it is going to affect these positions. I think a lot of these like heavily shorted beatdown positions are going to get some reaction from this massive drop off. All right. What the hell are we at here? Waiting for some peeps to join. I might wait a little bit longer, guys, before we start digging in. So if you got to get something to eat, get a drink, whatever. I got a little bit of Red Bull right here. Got this pink edition Red Bull. I'm drinking the Red Sea right now. I don't give a shit. Everything red. I'm wearing red. I'm using red crayons only, red ink. I don't care. I'm getting used to it. That's what I got to do. All right. Got about 8 people back up in here, guys. So let's see. I want to get some of the members time to join because I don't want them to miss out. But you know what? I'll go over it again if I have to. I don't care. Sunny Payne says market always goes up long term. Yeah, absolutely. And Kyle Jones says definitely looking prime. I think your price targets are spot on. It's cool you're level-headed. I hear you talking common sense to people, letting them know that 10x is huge. Yeah. Guys, we got to make sure, like, you know, we're all down for some wild shit to go off like 2021 did. But at the same time, can't leave money on the table anymore. Silly shit like that we can't keep doing. So yes, 10x move. If you position yourself, right, and grow a position over time, yeah, you can make some moves. But all right, guys, are we ready? Let me know in the chat, guys, if you're ready to go. Drop a Y or an N in the chat if you're ready or not. And we'll get this party started. And also, guys, please, anything else you want me to talk about in particular? I'm going to start off with AMC because this is the big one, the big monster. Kyle says he's ready to go. Sonny's ready to go. Let me also know, guys, if the audio's too fucking loud, if the music's too loud, or if it's bugging you. I'll turn it down a little bit. How are we doing on the audio? Where my sound guys at, first of all? Come on now. All right. Awesome. Thank you, Kyle. Appreciate it. I don't want your ears getting blasted the fuck out and everybody can't hear me talking, or I'm screaming because of music. Music's loud. All right, cool. All right, Sonny, thank you. I'll put you guys on, man. That's why I pay you guys $100,000 a year. My sound guys, my sound check, my sound crew, my technical crew. All right, let's get this shit going. I'm starting to get anxious now. You can only drink so much pink Red Bull before you start getting, you know what I mean? Start shaking and shit, so. All right. So, what should we go for here? Let's just talk about the lead up to this situation that we got ourselves in here. All right. Like I said in the videos over and over again, you guys are basically sleeping and seeing this play out in your head over and over again as I walk through these patterns. But for me, and I told you guys in the video that I dropped here Friday that this wick down here, very, very strange behavior. Okay? This is very, very strange behavior given things were dropping like it was hot, like Snoop Dogg, all right? Like shit was dropping hard. Okay? And to get this little bit of a move here, guys, 30 cents or whatever it was from this, that's like, yeah, 50 cents, we'll say, whatever. This is like really nothing in the grand scheme of things. Okay? And what it tells me is like, this is setting up to be one crazy V-shaped spring right here. Like, look at this. 238, all-time low sitting right here. You know, it's like, what do you do? Doesn't even, I mean, when I see this reaction, so what's going to happen? They say Black Monday's coming, right? Jim Cramer and shit. Media's painting the 1987 Black Monday right in front of your face. Okay? They're trying to cause fear over the weekend. Just very weird. Very, very weird. And I even told you guys, let's go real quick looking at the SPY and how this correlates. Dude, I was like, remember I was breaking the levels down to you guys? I was like, you know, at 535, it fucking smashed that level. I mean, obliterated this. Went right through. I mean, look. Just a straight gap through it. Didn't even touch it. It just said, fuck it, I'm going right through that shit. And then came down not only to the 511, but to 505. Very crazy. Shredded them levels up. That's that's fast. This is fast. It's a fast move. And you know what? So one might look at this and from a fear-based standpoint and go, oh my God, this is horrible. But in the same vein, you got to be like, wait a minute, why? This is happening quite quick. You know, what are they trying to do here? Why we're like, look, we deleted from here. from here down like this here to, what is this, 2 days? 2 days you deleted, like, I don't even know, is this like 10 days of price action or something? 14 days of 15 days of price action deleted over here, guys, in 2 days, in 2 candles. That's crazy to me. And if you guys, I was talking in a video yesterday that the only level, guys, we could drop down to is this 486. So you're coming from 505 to 486, 487 or something like that. I mean, at some point, you got to ask yourself, and then everything's oversold to shit. Okay? Everything sold to shit. What are we looking at? I got to move my phone. 23 RSI, guys. Ridiculous. Really, really down bad. The RSI for the SPY. The broader market is just cooked. And obviously everything else that's been taken down with it is certainly oversold. So to me, I told you guys, and this is one part where I was wrong. I was like, you know what? We're gonna when they came down here, right? And then we bounced up. I said, you know what? I'm not ruling out like a spring move down to 535. This is the ultimate fucking spring move. I mean, this shit far exceeded my expectation in terms of a drop, right? And I was like ready for a, I mean, I'm fine with it. It's just like so drastic. Maybe that's what we need, right? Maybe you need a violent drop like this because the upside is going to be nasty. I'm telling you, it's going to be fucking nasty. There's no way in my mind I can see this playing out any other way. So in essence, they did this, I think, to really just super oversell everything. Super oversell everything in the market. Get everything down to the bottom of the barrel. Diamond bedrock floor before this shit really starts kicking up. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you start rocketing up in the same way with massive gaps to the upside here, dude, the price action, I mean, we're going to have a run. But looking at this, I'm like, well, where could we go? And like 486 would complete the symmetrical move here. You go any lower than that, guys, like, that's going to get scary down here. 401? Dude, that's like a 200-point drop. That would be absolutely crazy if it did something like that. But I do believe you're going to stop somewhere in here. You're going to stop somewhere in here. There's no way this is coming down to 400. I just can't see that. But what was I looking at? I told you guys in the video, going back, you know, we're not even getting this. So when the market topped here, guys, after the COVID crash, like, let's go back. So this is what I'm really seeing the price action do. And by the way, this was a 36% drop here, guys. But overall, what, 112 point drop off. Okay. But let's think about what happened here with COVID, right? Did it make sense, given the information that they had, for this to drop the way it did and then rebound this way? Very, very odd. There was still so much speculation, and you got this crazy V shape. I swear to God, they did this shit. This is like a cycle, man. This V-shaped drop and then just recover. We had no idea what was going to go on with COVID at this point in time. There was no need for this to drop like this. If anything, if you were that concerned about COVID and the effect on all the companies and everything, and how the hell are we going to get out of this thing, you would have came down like this and then just maybe traded sideways like this. But you got a massive V-shaped recovery after COVID, the 2020. It fucking is weird. Very weird. Makes no sense from what was being painted in the market. I swear to God, they did this as like, oh, I want a discount. Well, we can use this news as a discount. Fuck it. We'll crash this thing down and we'll load up. And it's like, look what happened after. While we were all sitting here like fucking, oh my God, we can't go to the theaters. We can't go out to eat, you know? Like, they just loaded the boat. Kyle Jones says, do you have a Discord? I'm at the airport heading to Africa for 2 months and will have my eyes flickering at the screens. It'd be cool to have a place to discuss observations. Yeah, I don't have a Discord yet, but you know what? Just for general chat purposes, you know, or something like that. Yeah, maybe I can make one, dude. And what I'll do, Kyle, is when I get that going. Maybe I'll try to do something like that this weekend. And I'll invite you guys. I'll put the Discord link or some shit in the YouTube. I've never ran a Discord like from a mass standpoint like that, but I don't care. Yeah, that's fine. If you guys have anything too, you could drop something in there. You know what I mean? If you guys find anything out, you guys can talk, share ideas, share news, you know, whatever. Yeah, I'd be down for that. Also too, not sure if you guys can comment on the channel or not. I think I'd have to put a post up, but that would be kind of pointless. So yeah, I'll look into it. That's awesome, dude. You got to enjoy that trip, man. Just don't get eaten by a lion or nothing like that. We need you. You know? But all right. So yeah, we're doing something I think like this right now with this V-shaped drop off, guys. This is what I'm trying to tell people when people dig into the news and they're like, "Oh my god, the news says this, better react." What, this doesn't make sense. This doesn't make sense. So COVID drop off happens and then you get this right here. I don't know what the fuck I was drawing here. Get rid of it. Anyways, these were just the levels that this dropped to over time. So you had this massive melt up, right? And we ended this melt up in January of 2022. Okay, and honestly, where is the AMC situation in all this? Oh, right back here. This is interesting. So here is AMC peaking out right here, guys. AMC's peaking out right here, and we still had all this run for the SPY. It was ridiculous. John Vincent says, is it finally about to squeeze? I know, I feel people's pain. They're like, holy fuck, man, really? Is it going to go this time? Well, we're digging into it right now. We're looking at the COVID style meltdown here, guys, and the repeating sequence of the COVID. And I'm telling you, when you get a move like this, there's always going to be some big issue. There's always going to be something big. A war story, a pandemic, you know, somebody fucked up and they were doing some bullshit, housing loans, like we got in 08. There's always going to be some culprit for this that they're going to blame this on. But the whole point is, it is a discount. You know what I'm saying? Like, these people or potentially are selling the positions. The news is panic mode. Fear and greed index is at a 4 out of 100, guys. Absolute craziness. Okay? They do this shit. Now it's time to reload up, and then you're going to see the market just do this again, I think. So, looking at it, how it's currently constructed. I'm saying right now, John, that basically when we came from the 611, we could get this drop down here. And you know what? I see it like, some people see it as like a crash, but I don't really see this as like, I don't use that language with it, because what I really see it as is like these dudes, these big institutions, I really think they're just taking their profit. And I really think, I mean, look at how shit melted up. Since when? Since 336, just continual progression to the upside. I just think it's time to cash out, and then they're just like, hey, let's just drop this shit down, and we're gonna have the fucking tariff news be the shit that scares people, make them shit their pants, and while they're all panicking, we're selling our shit, and then we're gonna load back up and super cheap. That shit's dropped 60%. Some stuff's dropped 50%. And they're very good stocks out there that are dropping. I mean, like, had great earnings just now, and it's all the tariffs' fault. That's what's being painted right now. But I'm telling you right now, they do it every time. Just like they did over here. COVID pandemic's hitting. We're not going to have a life anymore. Oh, everybody just panic. And then, what's this? Wait a minute. I thought COVID was going to be the end-all be-all. What happened? The hell? All-time high? You know, they fucking pump money in the market too. We'll say that. Let's not pretend that didn't happen. The Fed injecting money and stimulus and all that. But still, you still got that reaction that was really, really weird. And then again, still far after, when this was done, you got the 27% meltdown. And I say meltdown like this, to me, guys, is more so your market like reset in a way. Because like, look at this progression. It's pretty slow and steady. And there's like swings in here, but it's pretty like, okay, I see what's going on here. It's like, yep, we're winding down. all the way till we hit a bottom, and then a little bit of consolidation, and then it's time to start moving now. It's time to start progressing for the new market cycle. That's what that looks like to me, like this. But look at this. We're getting something like this. So I don't think right now, guys, this is the market sell-off or whatever. I don't see that to be the case. Sonny Payne says, the old guy in Hollywood Boulevard said Trump knows the market is a huge bubble and driving it to the bottom so we can launch. Yeah. Yep. And after we're done with the technicals, we'll talk about some of the theories. I'll pull up the Twitter and we can watch some of the videos on this. But yes, you get this like sort of rapid sell-off, right? This rapid drop, and then you steadily go all the way up to a new all-time high. This is not how that works. It's more so like this. You hit a top, and then there's steady drops. If you look at the market psychology graph, it's more so like that. Okay? Where people think, oh no, we're going again. And it's like, nope, it lied to you. Okay, we're going up. No, you're not. Now we're really going back. No, you're not. And that's the market cycle right there playing out. So I think we're in this phase right now, and you're going to get this move. You're going to get this massive long-term melt up. It's going to happen. There's no way in my mind that I can see it any other way, given the situation right here. If you're waterfalling right now, what usually comes after that? Right? So here we go. Digging into it even further. What does that mean? Well, remember I told you guys in the video yesterday the conspiracy of the margin call situation. Okay? So allegedly, there's firms out there, they're like in panic mode because you have to understand, guys, they don't have money. Their money doesn't work the same way ours does. Like, we could go ahead, drop our money in the market. It's pretty much there. We could go and we could move our money around pretty quickly. We're like little flies. You know what I'm saying? These guys are like fucking pterodactyls. I don't even know if that's a good analogy, but whatever, you know what I mean? Or I think one of the books I read said something like they're elephants, whales, right? It's their big entity. So it's not quick to move billions of cash around like that. Okay? So they're not prepared really for shit like this. Somebody's going to get beat over the head. Okay, and I do believe you're going to see some short covering rallies because of this 2-day drop. Look, you go from, and it's like a 3-day drop, really. So we go from 567, and then within 3 days, guys, you're down 60 points. It's not good. They don't have time to really react to that. Must have been in really fucking like crazy scramble mode. And not even just the SPY. Forget the SPY. Like, this is just one thing. You go back in here. Let's go to let's go to something like this. Let's go to something like Abercrombie and Fitch, for example. Like, this is crazy. You can't, like, when this happens this way, this is nuts. Just massive sell-offs everywhere. Like AMD, look at this. It's not good for them to be having this go on the way it's going on. What was another one? Look at Nike actually hitting the COVID low. Remember this line I drew way back? Right there it is. There's the COVID retest. And that's another reason why, guys, I think we're playing out the same sequence of the COVID sort of crash and then the V-shaped reversal. Because, like, look at where Nike is and how it bounced here. Bounced back off the line. It wicked through it. Went down. $52 actually even, again, exceeded my expectations. I thought this was going to touch this COVID level and then rebound. And it even went deeper than that. So, looking at these, how they're set up, look at Robinhood, dude. Wow. Just getting wrecked. They deserve that anyway. But again, they're playing like a head and shoulders pattern out. So, I mean, when do they drop? When they come down to $23, it's very possible. You could see that. But those massive drops like this is not good for a big entity. And the margin calls, I'm telling you, that if now was the time, guys, if there's ever a time, it's now, I should say. If there's ever a time for AMC and all these ones to go, if they're pressured right now, then this is it. This has to be the time. Okay? And just outside of that whole theory, the technical setup is also in line with it. Okay, you basically double bottomed at 245 here, 238, 7 cents off this bottom. all-time low. What are we going to do here? In a situation like this, what I saw, actually, one of the headlines was that they're expecting Lehman-style margin calls. Lehman Brothers-style margin calls. The fucking magnitude of that wasn't the Lehman margin call? Didn't that wasn't that around the same time as the Volkswagen squeeze? Right? And I know people are tired of hearing that, like when people mention the Volkswagen squeeze, and I can understand why. But right around that time, dude, that's when Volkswagen fucking shot up. Was when they had those massive margin calls being dropped. And the market was doing what it was doing then. So, I just think that the recipe right now, if you were ever going to have the opportunity, it would be now for that to go off. Let's look in this real quick. Let me see if I can find this news. Let's go over some of the major shit that's going on here. All right, let's see. Let's switch this window over to... Let me get on X. Let's look at my Twitter. There we go. Let's look at this. I think we can see everything in here, right? We good? All right. Let's see. Let's see. So on my profile, what do we have here? We got the stream up. Likes. Lost 10 trillion in the market. Yep. There's the fear and greed index. You guys follow me, anything that I've been liking, this is what happens right here, bro. When you're usually at this level, this is the time I feel like to buy personally. That's what I do. This point right here, guys, this is the point to buy. When you reach the extreme greed level, that's usually when the market or the move is topping out. When that meter moves all the way to that 100 level. And I do believe we're going to be heading there pretty soon. So let's see what else happened here, dude. Damn, NASDAQ down to 15K. Probably lower than that now. Yep, he says, yes, we're going higher. This right here is what I wanted y'all to see. People said that Buffett said that. No. Buffett didn't say that. But this is actually what the video is saying is pretty spot on in terms of like market structure, like what happens. So let's pause this music. But this was very, very interesting. I don't know if you guys seen this video yet. Let's turn this up. Let me know if you guys can hear this.
Trump is crashing by 20% this month, but he's doing it on purpose. And this is why Warren Buffett just said Trump is making the best economic moves he's seen in over 50 years. Now, here's the secret game he's playing, and it could make you rich. So why is he doing this? To push cash into treasuries, which forces the Fed to slash interest rates in May, and those lower rates give the Fed the ability to refinance trillions of debt very inexpensively. It also weakens the dollar and drops mortgage rates. Now, it's a wild chess move, but it's working. Now, you're probably wondering, what about his tariffs? Well, I'll tell you, it's a genius play. It actually forces companies to build here to dodge them. It also forces farmers to sell more of their products here in the U.S. to bring grocery prices way down. We've already seen this with eggs. Now, remember, 94% of all stocks are owned only by 8% of Americans. So Trump, he's taking from the rich short term and handing it to the middle class through lower prices.
So that's an interesting viewpoint right there. Very interesting viewpoint. And it makes sense when you think about it, right? And also, Elon knows the fuckery that goes on in this market because, again, he owns a business that is listed on the exchange, and he has seen the fuckery that goes on. So you're not telling me he didn't have a meeting already with them and said, how can we get these fuckers that are doing this bullshit? You don't think Musk sat down with Trump and said, yeah, this is illegal corruption going on. Naked fucking shorting is going bananas. They're doing whatever the fuck they want. This shit, we need to get them somehow. And this is one way you can do it when you do something like this, policy-wise, that you know that maybe they're afraid of, and you come full force with it. Now you drop the market like you did, and maybe you force the margin calls. And guess what, guys? What did you say? Sonny Payne says, I don't know what you mean. But if he forced the market down so that margin calls happen, remember who was in power before when things were going down, right? When we thought the margin calls were supposed to be respected and that they were supposed to be followed, there was supposed to be a protocol. Now I wonder if Elon has the inside eye on what's going on, and also Trump has his people looking into this kind of shit. Like, hold on, how are you getting by this? You know, this is a chance now to kind of pull the hood open and say, wait a minute, what are you doing? What kind of shady practices are you doing so that you don't have to cover these short positions? Are you fucking around? You know what I mean? I'm just saying. It's very interesting. Sonny says, I would love to hear their private conversations. Yeah, I'm sure they had this, dude. I'm sure they have sat down and already talked about the market structure and what's going on. So this is old news. But that video there, man, was very interesting. And also, too, the interest rate part of it. Like, the Fed's being very anal about not cutting the interest rates. Guys, a mortgage on good credit is still sitting around 6.5%, I think, on the, like, on a national scale, maybe. It's crazy. You know what I mean? He wants those interest rates down. And again, I think they really, truly want to refinance the debt. I do. We're not in a good path when it comes to the national debt. So, very interesting news stuff here, guys, that was coming out left and right. And he didn't even tweeted this afterward. But what else do we see? Anything else? I saw this here, the gold withdrawal. This right here. Another interesting thing. Jim Cramer predicted a significant market drop reminiscent of Black Monday in 1987. Following this prediction, the S&P 500 experienced a substantial loss of $5 trillion in value due to fears over tariffs. Social media reactions varied, with some investors expressing optimism about buying stocks during the dip, while others voiced concerns about the ongoing market decline. So he was bugging out. Where's Cramer's bitch ass at? Where is his video where he was bitching and crying and screaming like a baby? Where is he at? Is he right here? There he goes. Here's Cramer. Let's pause the music real quick. Pause the damn music. Let's look at this. So this is what you got to be aware of. This guy's a fucking actor, and you need to see the other video I'm going to show you. It looks like something out of a fucking movie, like he's just reading a script, or it's really creepy, man.
The president doesn't try to reach out and reward these countries and companies that play by the rules in the 1987 scenario. The one where we went down 3 days and then down 22% on Monday has the most cogency. We will not have to wait out too long, will we? We'll know by Monday. Fortunately, we had an excellent set of employment numbers today. At least it makes it less likely a crash will necessarily lead to a recession. But if President Trump stays intransigent and does nothing to ameliorate the damage that I saw these last 2 days, I'm not going to be constructive here. I will contain my anger, but only because I lived through 87, and in the end, I came out okay. I was in cash for the crash. I know what this feels like. Oh, and if Europe moves against our fabulous tech companies next week, then I will be furious. That I promise you, because it should not happen. Try to reach out.
Okay. Yeah, okay, fucking Jim Cramer. You're funny. You're a funny guy. Here we go. So and they said we're so back. This is fucking hilarious. They're saying we're so bad because anything Cramer says, you do the opposite. And usually, you know, that happens. Interesting. Where's the other video about him bugging out? Let's see. This is hilarious. You guys got to see this shit if you haven't already. It's really funny. Most of Mad Money. That's right here. This, guys, if you were ever to be fucking bullish on a situation, this video right here is it. If you're seeing this man in this light right now, this is bullish. And real quick, Sonny says revaluing our gold in FT and Fort Knox would be interesting. We currently value it at about $45 an ounce. Holy shit. All right, let's go into it. Ready? Here we go. This is Cramer having a fucking complete meltdown.
He has no idea
like out there. My people have been in this game for 25 years, and they are losing their jobs, and these firms are going to go out of business, and he's nuts. They're nuts. They know nothing.
Kramer.
I have not seen it like this since I went 5 bid for 500,000 shares of Citigroup when I got hit in 1990. This is a different kind of market, and the Fed is asleep.
Okay, but here's the thing.
Bill Poole is a shame. He's shameful. He has no idea.
Kramer.
I have talked to the heads of
Inverse fucking Kramer.
one of these firms in the last 70
Oh my god. Warning of the Black Monday. He goes, what is he saying here?
scenario, the one where we went down 3 days and then down 22% on Monday, has the most cogency. We will not have to wait out too long, will we? We'll know by Monday. Fortunately, we had an excellent set of employment numbers today. At least it makes it less likely a crash will necessarily.
Yeah, he said this, yeah. What's it? This guy, he's funny as fuck.
So you do it, we do it, and that was going to be so good, and I really believed in it, and I feel like a sucker tonight because I am not a free trader, and I do not believe in free trade, and I was just as tough, if not tougher, than his people, but they screwed it up, and they really they did it a totally ill-advised way, and I was very let down as someone who really truly believes that free trade is awful for the American working person. This is what they came up with. Jeez, come on, have some gumption, have some math.
I don't know. Anytime I see him upset like this, I just know they're losing. You know what I mean? They can't be, you know, in a good position. Very, look at this guy, terrified. Oh my god, interesting. But yeah, that's what, let me get back into the charts here. Let's go back into the charts and see what we're up against here. Go back and switch this out. All right. So very interesting, man. This guy's fucking having a complete conniption right now. He doesn't like what's going on. He said the other day too that he knows some of these firms are going to get crushed now, that they're going to end up having to close. And actually one of them came out, I believe, and was like mentioning get some of this music back up here. There we go. He was mentioning that yes, that they were having to probably close their doors because of this massive sell-off. And not only that, but one of them came out and was like lost a shit ton of the customers' money and were fucking sending apology videos and shit out on the internet. I was like, what is going on here? Just funny shit, man. Just funny shit going on like that. So anyways, if now was the time, guys, if you're going to have like legit margin calls and it's actually going to happen, like no one's going to let them just fucking float by, it would be now to me. And like there's no way around that. There's no way around that at this point. You have Musk in there and you have Trump in there now watching every move that they're making. So I think Monday will be it could be a moment, right, for us. While everything else is dying, these plays like GME and AMC just fucking going absolutely crazy to start this thing off. I will not be surprised. I just thought the end of the day, Friday, guys, was very eerie. Like, it wasn't like anything changed. Like, Adam Aaron came out and tweeted or some shit about, yeah, we're going to do our goal plan. And like, we're like, yeah, you said this like 6 times already. We know we're getting new fucking screens. We understand. Do you think that's bullish right now in a market like this to get that reaction? Are we shitting ourselves right now? Like, no. This to me, guys, seems to be like a subtle creep up for the pop that's about to start. I just can't imagine that this candle was for nothing after touching the local area high trend line, nearing a double bottom. I just can't see it being the case. You're about to get some reaction up here. And we need to talk about this, what we think what could happen. Because there's a couple of things that I have in mind, and I'll start at the minimal levels all the way to the top. So EMA wise, I already showed you guys in this last video. This is already far below the most recent top. Let's just circle this for some visual purposes here. I gotta learn to draw better. So this 200 EMA is already breaking like this very top level here even. I mean, it's already just shredding to the downside at 476. So when we pop, what is going to potentially get in the way? And I've mentioned this many times that coming back to here, to this point, the last major run up, the 200 acted as resistance, right? Pretty convincingly. I mean, you came back down like crazy the next day after this 2-day move. But this is where it's going to get really crazy, and you got to be able to prepare for any scenario. I just mentioned the margin call situation that could take place that could force them to finally cover all this garbage that they have stored up over 3-4 years. Okay? If that's the case, we could just fucking open up like do something crazy in pre-market with no explanation other than they're getting margin calls and they're being forced to cover. If that's what we want to go with, right? If that's one of the main theories that we've been saying for so long. Oh yeah, the Black Swan event, right? That was one of the biggest topics of discussion, is like, we need this Black Swan event to take place. And I like a half believer in that, because I know that with the corruption that goes on, very rarely, I think, are they gonna ever have to do anything, because they move money in weird ways. They do weird shit, you know what I mean, to get out of things, loopholes. So if this now is the true case where they're not going to get the bailout, no one's coming to the rescue, like how Melvin Capital got fucked up, right? Somebody had to be the sacrificial lamb. And again, going back to what Unusual Whales tweeted out about the Lehman Brothers style margin calls when they got blown apart. Guys, I'm just saying, if you have a big dog go down like that, and they're forced to just liquidate and just shut down everything, cover everything, yeah, the lid's going to be popped off these things. GME and AMC. You know what I mean? I really think it's odd how we got that move up. So what's going to get in the way? Back to the main technical part. So if we get a crazy rip Monday, here's where I'm going to be looking at potential roadblocks. One is your EMAs. First of all, I'm not really concerned about these because we've shredded through them multiple times. Really not concerned about those. I'm concerned about the 200 and potentially bonking our head here on this. Yes, potentially bonking our head on this. And it's like, well, where would you come down to? If this is the case on a minimal level, right? And I'm going from the most sucky possible outcome to the fucking best. So if I see this, okay, and we bump our head here, and then we were to come down for somewhat of a reason, I want to at least catch the 100 and let that be support as this all starts to curl up. Minimum. And I want to start to see some nice waves, especially if I think this market's going to V-shape recover. That could just be one of the first little mini pops among many that are to come, where you'll just start scaling up in a wave-like fashion. So that would be the sucky position, that you come up to this, bonk your head, come down, and we bullshit and do a consolidation. I really don't want to see that. That'd be super boring. But given the intensity of the situation, what I would be looking for is that we would just rip through that, and your next stop would be right here. Put a green target up. Oh, shit. Come on. Work with me. There we go. So your first move would be something crazy like this. You would come up to this level. You'd come up here. And then again, if they do hit you with this double top stop, okay, which is going to be interesting to see how it happens. Like I told you, it has to be a very quick pop, and then they have to get it under control quick, because if you stay above if this price action closes above this 200, forget about it. It's gone. This thing's gone. And that's what I would be waiting to see, guys, is that if you don't stay above this 200 convincingly, then you may come back down to it. And what that would look like is maybe something like this, where it comes back straight down again, maybe even resting on the 200 as like a support now. Okay. Like this. This would be obviously annoying, but the whole point is, like, if you catch yourself at 470 and then you really start to wave up with the rest of the market as shit's hitting the fan in the opposite direction, and like we start getting this bullish V-shaped recovery, then that's cool, because then as you come back down here, you will start to, you know, do stuff like this. And I don't even know if you'll get that, because again, I told you guys, once you break this level here, it's pretty much a straight line. So what could actually be the case is, scenario-wise, I hate how this freaking chart looks. What you could get is something like this, where you'll come up, bounce off the 200, and, you know, just come attack this line again. Maybe one last time, potentially. Little fake out pop, and then you really start pushing. Okay? And then here, like, you could maybe make a little pit stop at my target here. Maybe you come up in here, the $22 range. Take a little breather. Maybe come back down here. Something like this. Come back down here. And then after that, guys, this would be like Sayonara-ville. You would pretty much just shoot back up to the very top. You would come all the way back up here, covering your 55 mark, like around here. That's what I would see, something like that, in a short, ugly way. Spider Cloud says, isn't it weird to think that 100 is only $10? Yeah. Spider also says, did anybody find it weird that on AMC stubs it said buy the dips, or an advertisement about dips? Yeah, Dippin' Dots. They said they gave you some kind of promotion about getting free Dippin' Dots or something like that. Yeah, very weird. Dude, the whole move, Spider, was fucking weird. What happened? Whole thing was weird. And what Spider's saying, guys, is yeah, dude, the weirdness with the price action right now is really not as crazy as it seems. That's why everyone's like, oh fuck, we're never gonna hit $100. Dude, it's really $10. So what Spider's saying is, like, up here, $7.50 technically. Right here, $8. Right here, $9.4. Here's your $100 right here. That's technically, he's right. Dude, right here is really $10. And here's what is this, 15? So it's gonna look weird. You guys need to understand too, and I don't know what position you guys are in with your averages, but you need to understand, guys, some people are having averages way up here at 284, which would be what, $28? It's very odd, because now our all-time high is technically like $39 because of that ape shit. So, dude, some people bought up here heavy, and here heavy, or maybe they're like somewhere in the middle. You know, maybe they are somewhere in here, right? So getting back up there, guys, is not the question. It's more so, what is it going to take, right? And I think that's why everything's lining up the way it's been lining up. You know, with this potential for the financial pressure to finally, like, blow them up for good. Okay? I just don't think that it makes sense for us to just bobble down here. And I told you guys, you don't, with the way AMC runs, you don't just like go like this. And I have these levels set for a reason, just because those are the, like, you know, the breakdowns. But like, guys, you don't go like this and like slowly rise. You just don't do that with AMC and GME. They fucking rip. They melt through the shit like they did over here. Okay? That's the kind of moves that we see. And AMC is like really bad with it too. Like, AMC is so volatile. It just goes straight line like that every single time. There is not a lot of buildup other than what happens beforehand, like this. You don't get a lot of warning signs for it. It's like we wake up Monday, we're up 100%. We're like, what the fuck happened? Oh, he says, yeah, new screens are being dropped. You're like, okay. New popcorn flavor. You're like, okay, why are we up 100% though? Like, but that's what he'll do. He'll come out and be like, yeah, well, it looks like we got this, we're breaking ground on the new screen. It's just weird, like, petty news. It's like when they run out of ideas, you know, they just have to have something that makes some kind of sense, I guess, for the common man or the news watchers, the people who just believe anything in the media. So that's what he's doing. He's playing his role. And then Spider says here, but they put the halts in place. Yeah. I think the halts, though, man, were like part of this progression, part of the whole setup. Why you halted over the 200 every single time. And like in history, I mean, this is on the weekly. It's going to be kind of rough. I hate having to look at this on the daily sometimes because it's so ugly. But yeah, halted right here, or just broken down. Halted here. Halted here. Fucking every time. And I believe here, there was a halt. After he had this melt up, halted, and then froze and then came back down. It was crazy. Every single time you were halted, you didn't get a chance here when you were halted. But it was crazy. Every single time it was about to break this 200 or cracked out of the 200, it just got sucked back down. But I think that's all part of the cycle structure, though. I think that's truly what it was. I don't think it was like really... I think it was just going to be a pre-programmed thing. Really. With the way how that happened every single time. And what's even weirder is, like I said in one of the last live streams, that I think we got halted right here, didn't we? It was on one of the debt restructure news. Remember AMC came out and said, yeah, we're restructuring the debt, we got it finalized, and then we fucking got halted? And we didn't trade for like what, the whole fucking rest of the day. I'm telling you guys, it just does not make sense for what this company has been able to accomplish, why it's trading at the equivalent of 26 fucking cents. It doesn't make sense. How are you at $1.90 in the January squeeze? A true $1.90. A true $1.90. And we're at the equivalent of fucking 27 cents? Guys, this is just ridiculous. Makes no sense. Sunny Payne says $4.88 average. 11K shares still feel kicked in the nuts, but time will tell. Yeah, man. Shit. I think you're gonna be okay. Honestly, man. When this bitch pops, it's gonna be pretty nasty. It's all about, though, what you do next, because you just gotta be prepared for the shady practices that go on. Because you'll get nice rips like this, and we seem like everything's great, and then some bullshit happens. They come out, they dilute, we get halted. Always something, guys. There's always some excuse. And it's just very annoying. It's frustrating. So it's like, you got to kind of adapt to it and just see what you want to do, right? I mean, right here, it'd have been really hard for, I think, people to say, well, I'll sell here and wait for us to come down and then load back up. Because, again, with this kind of violent reaction, it was looking very similar to 2021. In the terms of how fast it was ripping. But I do think that we're going to get that, guys. So if we break here, like I said, we break that 200... like Spider said, there's no reason why, guys, we couldn't even just and I know it sounds ridiculous, but given the nature now of where we're at and what's at stake, there's not even really a question for me to think that we couldn't just open a candle straight up like this in the fucking pre-market, or even like or even if it's like a two-day session to get up here. Or like, pre-market, you start really cooking. Maybe you get to this level here, like I said. Maybe you start really ripping, and then it comes down, takes a little breather maybe. And then maybe throughout the day, you just kind of trade sideways a little bit. And then, or if you get that market move, like if you get that move like in pre-market where it comes up to this level, maybe during the day it like kind of slowly trickles down. And then you still have your after hours night trading in pre-market, guys. It's just fucking crazy what could happen, because you could really start melting right up to $55. Like, that's $5.50 pre-split. It's just not a question at this point. You guys remember when Genius Group came out, that company, and the CEO came out and was like, yeah, we're gonna what do you say? We're gonna go to war with short sellers, or we're gonna battle short sellers, or come at them, or whatever the fuck. And their stock went from like 30 cents to like $8 or $9. It was up 2,500%. Something crazy like that. What's up, Rooster? Says, my bad, couldn't get this to load. What's up, Sonny? Yeah. But I'm not ruling out, guys, a crazy candle, like even up to here. Little cool off throughout the day. And then all of a sudden, boom. In 2 days. or 2 trading sessions, 3. I mean, it technically would be pre-market, daily, after hours, night, pre-market. That's 5 sessions. I just don't see it being a question if they absolutely have to close the fucking position and they're being forced, and that's legit. This would be something I think is really not off the table. And technically speaking, I'm not just sitting here saying $55, guys, just to say $55 to start this whole scenario. I'm not saying that just for funsies here. I'm telling you that when you have a massive meltdown on this side here, look at this. When you have this massive move all the way down here, and actually, we'll focus on this part. Look at this drop off, the size of this drop off. It's so quick that it's not uncommon, guys, for this to retrace back to the top in the same kind of way. Like I said, it could happen over a couple of trading sessions, 4 or 5 trading sessions, and I'm talking about like within the day. Like, look at this. You could really get a boom like this, come up to 55, and who's to say it ends there? I mean, there's no telling at that point. If you wake up and you see this, you're like, oh shit. But like Spider was saying, this is still only $5.50. Like, yes, we're at the equivalent of 27 cents, but what could happen is, like Spider was saying, maybe it's a boom even up to like 100, because that's not out of the question either. Maybe it is a boom to 100. If we're going to go super bullish, we could get that boom up to 100. Then maybe you come down and we do like a part 2, like June. Maybe like this will be the equivalent of our January move. And why I say that is because, like, look at GME real quick, guys. Like, okay, this is fucking crazy right here. Hold on. And I got to clear some shit out. I don't care about none of this. But this is nuts. When I show you this, you're like, oh shit, yeah. Let's do the weekly, I guess. This doesn't even justify what actually happened. But nonetheless, like, look at the wick on GME. So GME came down to this point, right? And what, a couple of sessions leading up to it, about right here. What was this, one day? One day? 21, a 400% move, essentially? I think I got a little higher. I got up there. Okay, $65. But like pretty much retraced half of its chart. GME did. So for AMC, like I would not rule out something like this, a ginormous candle up for the part 1 move, and then it just kind of melts down maybe by half. It's like if you go back to January 2021 right here, like look, I'm thinking something like this is going to happen. And this is actually funny enough. If Spider's with us still, the melt up that you had in January 2021 actually went to 110 equivalent. Now, 110 is the equivalent matching move, guys, of January 2021. So I could even see us like getting up here. What would that even look like? Look at what this candle would look like. It would just be madness to see this. Right here. Let me fucking straighten it out. Seeing something like that, guys, and then having this move follow all the way down, like, what is that? A drop of like, yeah, you go from 110 down to $31, like a 70% drop. And then you kind of like consolidate a little bit for a couple weeks, and then you start popping. And then you drop and do a little consolidation again, and then there's another move. It's like a 3-month, no, what is this? From the top of January to June, 6 months, I guess. 5-6 months. We'll say more 5 because that was the end of January. So February, March, April, May, end of May, early June. Yeah, about 4.9 months. And then you get the second move like this. This would be crazy, right? And that would pretty much bring you back to the very beginning of AMC. So if you go here, we drop back down to about what, $28? Be something like this. I don't even know if this is even possible to happen in the same way based on what happened with the chart, because now it's just crazy. But this is nuts. So you would come back down, and it didn't take long. About $28, I said. Right here like this. And you get a reaction like that. Boom. And then, well, this would be months later too, by the way. Let's do it like this. You would get a move like this, like fucking back. So if this happens now, let's just say on a super bullish level, we would go May, June, July, August, September, I guess. We're right here. You'd go something like this in September. Let's move it over a little bit more. Something like that. You'd have your little consolidation in here. But that is crazy to think. Like, could you imagine? And then you just would do the double top at 393. And then you would more than likely, guys, this guy's coming out fucking dropping some crazy dilution. Guarantee you. If he doesn't do it here and find some loophole to basically just go through with the protocol, there's no doubt in my mind he's going to be ready to do it over here. There's just no way. And I know I listened to somebody say that there's not going to be dilution in 2025. But if this shit happens, dude, he would raise so much money, he'd wipe out the deck completely and then pull a GME move. And like, he could turn the fucking theater into like, the Jetsons of the future with that kind of money of a dilution up here. But that would be like a repeat exact to the T 2021 June style move where you'd get this now. And guys, it lines up right now with the COVID crash repeating sequence. John Benjamin says Kenny Boy will kill us with the halts on Monday. Yeah, well, that's the thing. What's up, Kai? Kai Flame On. Yeah, that is a potential possibility. Only problem is though, is like, how are they going to be able to do that now? You know what I mean? Like, is that going to even be in their capabilities? Because I think at this point, I think he's not giving a fuck. Trump is like doing this, and I'm sure people are calling his phone up. What are you doing? And they don't. He's like, I'm doing. This is it, dude. This is not. I'm not doing you a favor. So, I don't know. I don't know if that'll be allowed to go down. And at this point, man, there's so much damage everywhere else, John, that it doesn't even make sense anymore. Like, just let it go. Just let this go at this point. Get it over with. Everything's dying. You're going to fucking close your firm anyway. Let this shit go. Let it squeeze. Let GME squeeze. He's got fucking $6 billion in cash. I've never seen that before. When a company has like no debt at all, bare minimum in comparison to so many companies out there operating with debt, that you're literally somehow telling me GME's fucking $20 stock with and I don't care about the direction. The most direction they've finally provided was that they're buying Bitcoin. But other than that, it's still no reason for it to be down. I would just think that knowing that company, guys, has that much cash on hand would just be enough for me. Like, yeah, I want to get in that. Because what are they going to do? They could do some wild shit. And he's a very good fucking CEO, chairman, whatever. I don't know. This doesn't make sense that you would say that this is only worth fucking $20 and they have all that cash to do whatever. They could be an investment company at this point. So you could tell somebody's suppressing these. Market makers are suppressing this, whatever it is. If it is Citadel or not, we don't fucking know anymore. Could be 50 institutions working together to try to make it work, to try to fucking keep these down. Sonny says Sonny Payne says off topic, but have you ever took music requests? If so, have you ever heard of TV Boo? No, I haven't. Honestly, I don't know what music I can play. I think everything I have playing on this is copyright free shit. So I don't want them to fucking delete my channel. But I wouldn't care, honestly, other than that. If they didn't fuck my channel up, I would definitely take music requests. I just don't know what would be hit me with a strike for that. So I had to go in here just to give us a little something, a little bit of a jam, so that wasn't just so blatantly boring and, you know. And John, he says no halts mean Kenny goes bankrupt for sure. Fuck yeah. I mean, there's no way. If that's the case, if they wherever this position through swaps or whatever loopholes it's been suppressed with, it just, guys, it does not make sense. There's so many of these that don't make sense, you know, at all. Even like, okay, even like going over to the NIO situation, even looking at this one, like, this to me just looks like it's been, again, similar to AMC, just very like slowly but surely violated down. And like, look at the freaking reaction they had after breaking this 2018 IPO fucking structure. Gone. It just was a steady progression. This happened over like months though. Like many weeks, like what, 20 weeks or something. It was just going, going, going. Now they're in a much better position. They're selling and delivering cars at a higher clip. The earnings came out, every metric increased. They actually just raised $136 something million. And I think that share offering, guys, I forgot about this, but the share offering for NIO is being finalized April 7th. What is that? April 7th? Wednesday. Wait, no. I'm tripping. Monday, Tuesday, I believe. The 136 million share offering is complete for NIO, the 7th and the 8th, somewhere in there. Just all lining up. All lining up for a channel breaker. I'm just telling you guys right now. I just feel like there's going to be a major move for AMC starting Monday. Just looks like it was just ready to go. And I don't think people are going to have time to really jump on the bandwagon here starting Monday. And again, I will not be surprised. You guys got to be ready in your pre-market and not be sleeping like through your alarm, because I'll tell you what, this could happen so very quickly that I don't want y'all to miss the shit, because who knows? You know how the pre-market goes in the after hours. There is no halts. So if we're going to get a move, guys, it's going to be in your pre-market. So you got to be up around 4:30, ready to peep your phone Monday to see if we're getting that reaction. Okay. It would be great if it was a slow and steady thing, but just given the nature of this thing, they could try to get it to a top right in pre-market. Like, I know it sounds ridiculous, but if margin calls hit multiple firms, it would not be far-fetched to say that you could get something like this in the freaking pre-market. And you know what they could do? To mitigate how bad they get hit, they could drop this thing right back down so that when it opens up live in the market, if there are any options or anything like that, they won't get fucked up, right? I think it's just strange, like how rapid something like that could happen. And there's been plenty of examples where we've seen stocks go crazy like that with like no reasoning other than they must be having to move money. And then John Vincent says, well, Johnny, I almost said Johnny Payne. Sony Payne says, sweet, check it out though. Okay, TV Boo, I'll check it out. John Vincent says, you think Citadel is not going to fight tooth and nail to survive? Oh, hell yeah. I'm sure they will. But, you know, the buck has to stop somewhere. And again, guys, I don't think it's one thing doing all of this. I think it's a combination of factors, for sure. Like, one thing is, again, going back to the original idea of the supply and demand rule book, like, we own majority of it. Retail owns majority of AMC. So technically, I don't believe that this should have been able to happen. But again, reading into Wyckoff theory, you know, he says in the book there that even if you own a majority stake in a company without selling, the price can be set by those market makers. It's fucked up. Just should not be the case. But I understand why they do it, though. Imagine this one. Guys, imagine what you could do if you knew somebody was super heavily shorting the fuck out of a company. and the company was like bare bones ass price. Maybe the market cap's $1 billion. And I say that, you know, it's not crazy, but I mean, in terms of like the big billionaires out there, they could basically, guys, go around like fucking pirates, just buying the entire company, forcing them to close their short position and just fucking make a killing. And guess what? They would actually have the ability to control that squeeze because they would be the majority owner or force them to have to locate the shares. So it would be very fucked if you could just do this. And even as retail people, I think people thought that they could do that. They were like, I remember one day, everybody did like this, like, let's buy Friday shit, which we really shouldn't be able to do anyway because it's market manipulation. But nonetheless, what the fuck are they going to do? So everybody tried doing that, and they're like, we're all going to buy, you know, however many shares. And the fucking stock went up like 2%. It was like 4 or 5% up on the day. It didn't even matter. So that just goes to show you that your orders were just being rerouted, maybe sent to the dark pool or fucking stuffed in a closet, some kind of technical closet, some algorithmic closet where it parked or, you know, put the order on the side, and then they could decide to do what they want with that. It just would not make sense that if we could sit there and just say, well, you know what, this stock's 50 cents. It's got a market cap of 500 million. Some guy just comes in, he's got the fucking money. I'm going to buy the whole thing up. And that's going to surge the price up. You just can't have a market like that. You know what I mean? This wouldn't make sense. So now I understand it now, how they have to systematically run things because it will keep the equilibrium in the market somewhat more stable that way. So Brewster says, driving around listening to Mr. Fox. That's funny. Well, don't get wrecked. Because, you know, I mean, I can get fucking crazy out here. But yeah, it would not make sense, guys, to have your market run that way. That people, and again, think about other companies or major investors out there. Imagine the dudes from like Saudi Arabia fucking came in and were just doing this, just short squeezing the shit out of people. And then also too, think about how that affects the retirement systems and stuff like that. Like they're buying shares. I'm sure they're doing stuff with the money. You know, they're putting people's money in certain types of positions and leverage and all kinds of shit, guys. It's all tied together. So they're not going to allow people to just fucking do that kind of stuff. So that's the market mechanics of it. Unfortunately, the law of supply and demand does not apply here in the market. It doesn't. However, though, I think there's going to be some element of it, right? I mean, you don't just own 80% of a company, right? Without repercussions. I mean, look what happened with the Volkswagen thing. I think it was like Porsche. Didn't they own like majority stake of the company? And they were allowed to just, at some point, you have to understand, well, why did they stop at the $1,000? If they had total control, guys, to let that price, the infinite squeeze theory, infinite loss theory. Well, guys, if that was the case, why didn't Porsche just run that fucker to 10K? This is the kind of thing you got to really understand. So when everybody was talking about like these super, like insane price targets for some of these stocks, like you have to understand, well, if that was the case, if you're going to go on that logic, why did Porsche or whatever, or yeah, why did Porsche stop there and say, well, $1,000 sounds good? They would have fucking let that shit run. I would have. If I could get every fucking dollar, I could send Volkswagen a $10,000, $20,000, $30,000. Somebody stepped in, or it was either somebody stepped in, the government stepped in, or there was an algorithm sequence playing out. The computer fucking figured out somehow, right, how to divert the situation. Something happened. There was an intervention at play. It doesn't make sense. If you have this infinite loss theory, and even the one dude, I can't remember the older dude there from one of the major, he was like one of the fucking top firms out there. It was Virtue maybe? Came out and said like, yeah, this could go to like insane numbers. Yeah, but that's only if it's allowed to. Somebody's stepping in. Something's happening. They're using some back door to get out of the situation. Right? Rooster says, Kai only has emoji keyboard. That's what I heard anyway, yeah. But yeah, I just think that, man, this is a predetermined path. It's a predetermined sequence. And yes, all those shares, guys, that you have been buying since here, since you guys have been buying, right? Over and over, billions and billions, probably, who knows, the fucking shares bought at this point over a 4-year cycle. There's no doubt in my mind that those are somewhat still partially stored somewhere. Maybe some of them were allowed to go, like with these little pops. But I'm telling you, I still believe that there's a massive storage of those shares that are going to leak into the open lit exchange, and it's going to give you these moves. And they're going to repeat the cycle again, where they're going to let it run, and they're going to be positioned on the bottom for it to go up, so they won't be taking crazy losses. But then once they know, they know where it's going. It's fucked up. Like, they literally said, we set the market maker sets the price of stocks. Well, how the fuck can you do that and have a hedge fund and know where the price is going and then position yourself to the downside when they crash it and then make a killing? Just silly stuff. Like, I just don't understand the mechanics, like why it's allowed to happen. It just doesn't seem right. Literally like a video game cheat code. Fucking having wall hacks, bro. Having wall hacks in like a Call of Duty, you know, that's what they got. Oh, wait, we're going to set the price here. Then we're going to have our hedge fund fucking position. And then guess what? We're going to know when we're going to drop it, so that it's like, whoop, it's like you switch, like one goes up, the other goes down. Like, you never lose. Makes no sense. John Vincent says, if Monday looks anything like Friday, I think we may be onto something. Margin calls all over the place. Black Swan. Yeah. John, I think you missed me saying that. I think you joined a little bit later, but yeah, I was saying how for the longest, everybody was talking about how this Black Swan event was going to be the precipitating factor that would cause these moves, these run-ups. And in the Unusual Whales tweet, he reported that a lot of the firms are expecting Lehman Brothers style fucking margin calls. If that's the case, I told you that's when the Volkswagen squeeze happened. Right around that time when they got fucked up, everything was fucking going off after that. There was short covering rallies everywhere. So if that is the case, then yes, this would be the time then. This would be your Black Swan event. If it's not now, it's never fucking coming. That's just where I'm at with this at this point. If you're not getting the Black Swan now, this isn't enough where you drop like this in 2 days, guys. 3 days? If that's not Black Swan enough, then I don't know what. We need a fucking black cheetah, a black tiger, a black lion, something. Like, we need a fucking unicorn, a black unicorn, apparently, for this fucking stock to finally go. Like, what kind of pressure is it going to take if this isn't enough here? And if you open up and it is a Black Monday, like the old man Kramer says, then that has to be enough for them to have to close. There's no other. How are they getting by this shit? They got infinite ammo? What is going on here? So yeah, if you guys are looking for that Black Swan event, like we've heard a bajillion times, it would be this, especially right here. And if you get another pop down, that has to break the system. This has to be the market breaking event that we have been looking at for the longest. For AMC, GME to fucking finally repeat that 21 style move and actually not have the buy button taken away. That's the other part of it. Who fucking knows what GME could have done based on where it was going? But people were getting blown up. And they let Melvin get blown up. Melvin tried to do stupid shit 2.0 over and over again. And that's why they finally got cooked. And they had to shut their doors because they kept doing stupid shit. But nonetheless, this is guys, the time. I don't think they can do that again. I really don't think you could fucking take that button away. You understand? You look at where we are in society now, 4 years after the fact. I don't know if that's the smart fucking move. They're going to have nothing but utter chaos in them streets if they do that shit again and fuck with people's money, especially given the times. And I hope that people would keep their fucking head and not do stupid shit. But I'm telling you, there's a lot of people who are just fucking fed up. And I understand it. I get it. I don't ever justify any kind of crazy behavior, like violent behavior and stuff. But I can understand when people reach their breaking point and they're witnessing corruption over and over again in front of their eyes. How do people, people will start to respond irrationally. They can't keep taking the beating. Eventually, people will break. That's why I try so very hard that on my channel, I try to tell you guys, take a breath. This is where I think we're at. Let's not overreact, because you can get in a fucking dark place very quickly, guys. All right? Like, but listen, I do believe like this is the setup right here that we're looking for. I just can't see it any other way. John Vincent says, if Monday looks anything like the Friday, maybe on something, yet margin calls all over the place, Black Swan. He says, let us pray. You know what, bro? I think they better be praying. Because I told you guys, I don't know if you were in here yet, but I think Elon, he out of fucking everybody here, guys, the fact that we have him right there tucked next to Trump, he out of everybody fucking absolutely hates short sellers to the fucking core of him. He fucking hates. In multiple interviews, he's mentioned this. Okay, he's come out and said that. You should not be able to fucking sell what you do not own. He absolutely fucking hates short selling and naked short selling. So I'm just saying, ever since I saw him kind of get in the picture, I said, oh, this is interesting. For the market, this is going to be really interesting. And then, the whole Doge thing was made, and, whatever, and everybody has their opinion on that. But nonetheless, I'm just saying, he has the same type of animosity that us retail investors do have. And I'm not even saying he's fucking on our side. I think, obviously, at the end of the day, he's going to look out for himself too. But the belief is there for both parties, okay? For retail and for him as a business owner. Like, he absolutely, he hates it. He hates what's going on. And he's dealt with it early on, the onset of his company. So he knows the pain, you know what I mean? So I wonder if maybe there is a strategy. Maybe this is part of that too. Maybe this is not even just, us restructuring our economy, but maybe this is another way that he really is fucking beating up the people that so badly went against him. This is like his revenge tour. He's coming for fucking everybody, guys. Everybody in every different area who opposed him or fucking whoever. Look at the guy got shot at and shit, whatever you guys want to believe with that. And if it was a legit assassination attempt, whatever, the fucking people didn't want him in office. Okay. So just very strange stuff going on. All of a sudden, everything's coming into motion. And guess what? It's only been, 2-3 months? If that, since he's been in office? And the fireworks are already fucking just getting started. It's very, I don't know. Very, really interesting. John says, have the National Guards guarding the buy button. Fuck, man. We need fucking Master Chief guard that buy button, bro. I need the whole squad just right there fucking watching their every move. But here's the deal. They didn't understand what was even going on at the time. They didn't really understand what was going on at the time. I didn't even fucking know if they, I never, and I think there's many big wig, major firm guys that came out and never fucking even thought it was possible to stop trading or taking not stop trading, because obviously there's the little breakers that go off, right? There's like the little 10-minute cooldowns or whatever, whatever the fuck, if the price action goes up too far, mainly intraday, because it doesn't happen in the after hours. But guys, they're like, fucking, this is unheard of. Taking the buy button away, where you can't buy a security, literally violating fucking your rights to the market, access to the market. Very crazy. Very crazy. They were like fucking baffled too, some of them. They're like, what? And they did it for like 6-7 different securities. 8 different securities. Like, that's this horrible practice, man. Very bad. Bad situation to fucking do to people who you're making money off of. I just don't think they could take that buy button away. If we pop off on Monday, guys, and we start fucking booming, there's only a couple things that can stop it. Here we go. We got Chuck. Got Chuck Blackmore. That's why it will never happen. Buy button will disappear again. Wall Street never loses. Chuck's traumatized. My man Chuck he's really fucking, he's had enough. But you know what? I can understand your perception, man. I can understand you feeling that way. But I think something has to give here. You know, to some degree, they got to give us some kind of price action. I don't think they can ever just, and I'm not saying, Chuck, even like, I'm not talking, guys, about some like infinite fucking never ending price target. Okay. That's not what I'm saying here. I'm just talking like we're going to hit levels. They're going to have to give us something back. Okay. And whatever that's going to be, if it's going to be you doing this, starting it off for like a 2-part situation, again, like you did back here, repeating the same exact thing, because many stocks have done this, guys. I've shown you guys many stocks at this point, key examples where they were at a top like this, whether it was at IPO or at some point in their cycle where they got melted down 95% and then retraced the chart. This is not a fucking fairy tale. It's happened. So we can't pretend to say that this is impossible, because it's happened for other stocks that were heavily shorted, that did certain protocols, right? Changing debt around, whatever. And then they basically went back up to the top of the chart. So this isn't out of the question. And I get it. Psychologically, probably your head's been beat in so bad that like fathoming a move like this is just probably, you're like, it's not gonna happen. Right? Because I mean, look where you are. You're in Pancakeville. But I'm just saying, guys, it's very, very possible that Monday starts fucking really. We should start. There's no way around this, guys. 2 days straight, you've had massive fucking drops in the market. If you're gonna get margin called, it's got to be fucking Monday. Margin call Monday. I remember people used to say this all the time. Margin call Monday. Bro, if margin call fucking Monday isn't this Monday, then I don't know. Especially if the market does take another massive shit to the downside, you've got to see something, guys. We've got to see something. And guess what? What he do so Trump did the tariff situation, like it was in a Wednesday post market, right? So they really only had Thursday and Friday, and there was massive drops already fucking happening. So I don't even know if you actually have time to fucking prepare for something like that. I don't think they were in on that, guys. You really think Trump was like, hey, just so y'all know, I'm going to do this, blah, blah, blah. There was a lot of people fucking like really shocked. They're like, oh, fuck, he's got a graph in his, he's got a whole thing. He's not playing. He's saying 60% tariff on you, 40% on, and I don't know if people really thought he was fucking being for real. But it's locked and loaded now. It's in. So, if you're not going to get that call, guys, on Monday, then when? John Mendes says, I agree with Chuck, but that's after AMC hits 100s. Yeah. Like, they'll pull another bullshit move. But then again, guys, it's just like how much of it is them and how much of it is the algorithm and technical setup and the predetermined path. Like, there's got to be some maybe combination of both factors that are going into a move like that. Chuck says, I bought 5K more GME yesterday. You demon. You animal. He's an animal. Well, look. GME too, dude. Look at this pop right here. Like, what is the... Like, this... It doesn't make sense, right? It's getting very erratic, the price action here. Crazy drop down. To the side. And then a huge-ass fucking move like this. 12% move. Because he's buying stock. If Ryan Cohen is buying his stock at this level in here, don't you find it interesting? Like, if this was going to really take a shit, well, why would you buy it here then? Why not just wait it out for maybe to come down to 17 and get way more bang for your buck? What does he know? What is he tied into? What corners is he sitting in? That's what I want to know. Because why buy here? Why increase his position to like nearly, 9%? If he don't know something's about to go down. He did the same shit with Bed Bath & Beyond. Remember he bought all them fucking options and it was like, a month or so later, fucking shit went crazy. It went from like bankruptcy levels to like $35 and then it really fucking went bankrupt. You know, he's very in tune with whatever. This kind of guys too. Holy shit. You see this? This kind of looks eerily similar. Like repeating the same thing that just happened again. Yeah, I mean, look at this. You curl up, come down, curl up, come down. Extended here. And obviously crazy news in here, but nonetheless, like, this could be ready to bust some heads open. If you were in the same position, I guess, like right here, let's just say technically speaking, and you pop off here from like 10, and you're sitting at what, 23? Oh shit. What if this candle, holy fuck, guys, what if this candle right here is this? Chuck's about to be super rich then. Don't forget about us, Chucky. Fucking Chuck's about to be super set. If you're right here, right? If this right here, this move is this, and this candle in here, let me fucking get rid of these EMAs because they're really pissing me off. Okay, so if you're getting this, boom, 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 and you get a melt up like this, guys. Oh wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This will be your Friday. Bring you up to, well, I know this is $18, but let me just see the total percentage, and let me get rid of this shit. Let's get rid of some of this crap. We don't even need this anymore at this point. This is way back. So John says, well, Chuck says, I want my money, Kenny. He says Jimmy will test the death cross next week. John Vincent says President Trump responds to the market downturn. Now people can get rich. Go President Trump. Yeah. He really fucking said that, you know, now's the time to get rich, you know, with the market coming down like that. But let's see. So we got what, 600% move. Let's call it 600, guys. Right? From the bot. Well, no. Let's not do that. Let's say from here, $12 at 5x move from here. From that candle. We'll say 5x move. Holy shit, dude. So 23.49 if we're in that same candle. You're going over $100 if you get a repeat of this move. Let's see. Let's just call it 23.50 times 5. $117 price target if you get a similar pop, which that would bring you, holy shit, right here to your all-time high equivalent. You would literally go right back up here, dude. Whoa. If you repeat this move, but you got to understand you're higher now. Like that started down, hold the fuck on. I'm talking about this move right here. Like if you were playing this sequence out right here, look at this thing. If you do that and you get the same 5x move based on where you're sitting, because you're much higher now, like double. You're double where you were in price. And if you repeat this next wave, 5x move, you're at 120 basically. Probably blow off top 120. And who knows if that would be the end of it. Like who knows if that's the stoppage, because I don't know. Like again, guys, there's some weird technical shit that's going to happen. I think if we really start to, if we tank any further Monday, I think you're going to break some fucking major firms. I don't know if they can survive it. Think about all the mid-tier guys. Let's not even talk about the big dogs. The fucking smaller firms, the medium-sized firms. Do you really think they have the same toolkit? I don't know. I don't know if they would survive that. And if they go, it's one domino after another, which leads up to the big dogs. What if the fucking, all the medium firms and small guys are the ones that like cause this? And then the fucking big guys finally collapse, and then you just get something crazy. The next candle comes in, and you get something ridiculous, like you get something ridiculous like this. You come all the way to this crazy. I would laugh if this was like even potentially a possibility at all. You get something like this. You fucking imagine. That would be the, I mean, at this point though, who's putting a fucking limit on it? If they're getting blown up, they're getting blown up. Like who's to stop it? What is it? NSCC coming in, and fucking insurance policies coming in, they kick in to try to cover this shit. But yeah, something ridiculous is looking on the horizon here. Just, to me, looks very, very eerie. Truly. Doesn't look like the game's going to go on now much longer after what we saw here in the market, guys. But GME looks very prime to pull this, even this similar move minimum, guys. If you're going to 100, 120 to get a double top. What I would see is, because like I was talking earlier about GME, about how it came up and basically ate up half of its chart. Like, look where it came to. This is about half the chart it ate up. Wave 1, halfway. Wave 2, consume the whole chart. Because like, look at the action. Once you break this level, what's stopping you over here? This? 85 bucks? Would it really make sense to stop there? No. I think you just go right here to the top. For GME. You would get at least a double top. Minimum. John Vincent says, Black Swan is what we need, not Black Panther. You fucking, how we get whatever it's gonna take. I don't care what color it is, as long as this motherfucker goes, then I'm cool. But yeah, very much the setup. So, okay, so what does that mean for AMC? If this, what if AMC is gonna do this move? What if AMC is gonna do this move right here? And then GME is going to do this move. So AMC is going to get the halfway of its chart. I won't be surprised. And that's why I have this candle drawn up the way I do. This fucking sucks. Oh my god. Let's just see it. You can't fucking even see this thing. Okay. Whatever. We're staying here. So, you know, it's going to be pretty close to halfway. Where would you have to go? Here? What would we say is halfway? Let's do it. 199? Jesus. Could you imagine? Oh my god. It would be ridiculous to see that. You get to this what is that? Does that even make sense? 185 maybe? Maybe it's in here somewhere. Let's not fucking, let's take the guesswork out. 393. Divide that by 2. Simple math. 196. Yeah, so 200. 196. Right here. Could you imagine? This would just be just absolutely crazy work if you got halfway up your chart. 199. If you got if AMC pulled that kind of move that GME did, I mean, it's just like I said, the only excuse for it, guys, fundamentals wouldn't even matter at that point. It would just because they're fucking having to close. But if you got up to here. And actually, dude, if you extended this, oh my goodness. If you got that, yeah, forget about it. John Vincent says, he said, I'm long, Lucid, AMC, and GME, let's go. Here's the biggest thing that I'm seeing potentially, guys, happen. John Vincent saying 199 a share. Yeah, I'm saying that, like, look, if GME, look, GME right here, when it did this move, it ate up half its chart. Here's your all-time high equivalent. When GME pulled the move last May and came up here, it came halfway. It ate up the entire half of the chart. And if GME does a part 2, which with the same sequence, and it pops to 120, double top at 120, I'm wondering if AMC's behind, and it's AMC's going to play this move out while GME plays this one out. And then maybe AMC will get another move like this at some point in the future, because it did move in 2 parts. But for the sake of right now, if AMC was to pull the same thing and eat half of its chart up on this next move, if there are such things as market mechanics and restrictions and margin calls and thresholds, and that is the cause of this, and it goes... You know, this is halfway. 199 is halfway if it's following somewhat of a similar fractal sequence. And the excuse is that, you know, some firm got blown up because they got caught doing shady shit. They're going to blame it on somebody. They might even fucking blame it on us. They're going to blame us. Retail investors did this because they all came in and bought fucking God knows how much money worth of stock to fucking send it to $200 all of a sudden when people have been buying all in here and nothing happened. Jesus, come on, guys. they'll probably try to pin it on us, so I wouldn't be surprised. John Vincent says, in that case, I will resign from my job on Monday. Fuck, I might too, dude. I actually might. But could you imagine? Wake up in pre-market and this baby's already cooking. And guess what? Part 2 to the Black Swan theory, guys, is nobody gives a shit about each other anymore. It's all about, I need to get out first before this shit starts to really go crazy. And guess what? Maybe it is the big guys that close first. And they destroy every single firm, essentially, that was in this thing underneath them. You know? If it is Citadel, if it is Virtue, if it is Susquehanna, whoever the fuck, if they are going to be like, hey, you know, we're getting out of this now, and they start just deleting that position, you know, someone's gonna blow up from that. And I don't think they want to be the one. You know, it would make sense if that's the truth of this. The part 2 is they're all going to be screaming, running towards the exits, trying to get out of this shit. If it's true, if all this pressure's built up in this play, they're going to be fucking running to the hills, trying to get out of this. And that's when shit could get really irrational. That's when things can really not make sense. And it just forget everything you know, or that you think you know, and just you're in this ride now. This is it. And then the only thing you guys got to be thinking about is if some shit like this happens, when the hell are you getting out and how are you getting out? That's the only thing that should be in your brainstem at that point, is what do we do now? Because anything's on the table if that is true. If there's legitimately force covering at all, you guys have to make that choice where you stand in this thing. And this is crazy. We're talking that this shit's at $2.70. But guys, let me bring you back. Let's bring you back to 2021 irrationality with a company like Koss. Guys, we're not out of our fucking mind here. 80 cents to $127. Do you understand the magnitude of how stupid that is? Stupid. Makes no sense. What? And I get it. All these moves are going to look different because of the market cap, right? And the float sizes and shit. But my God, this was bigger than AMC and GME. Koss's squeeze was fucking bigger. Essentially, right? 80 cents. I mean, maybe GME was probably still a little bigger, but 80 cents still, guys. I think GME was like somewhere around like what? Was it like $4, maybe $10 or something like that before it went to 400? So it was pretty nuts. But 80 cents, yeah. I mean, that's wow. John Vincent says, hope the first halt comes after 199. That's when I'm out. Yeah, I mean, who knows what kind of pandemonium's going to be going on Monday, guys. Who knows? But this is not irrational to see something like that. I'm just saying, the lid is, something's going to be taken off top here. And who knows, for all we know, guys, they have this stored up, ready to go. And maybe it's at the end of its cycle, too. It could be an algorithm sequence that's playing out. But the fact that you're getting a repeat style of COVID crash type of scenario, this COVID drop, and it's really like, I would call this like a COVID squeeze, really. More so than a crash. Because I understand you got a crazy like 112 point drop, but like, look at this market. And guess what? After this happened, what happened next? In 2021, we were squeezing in January. Right here, guys. So after this happened, there's this huge melt up. So I'm just saying, man, you guys got to be ready to go. I'm going to be having my little fucking eyeballs open, ready to go, because if we get anything like that, you're going to see some craziness. I mean, you got to get her done in the pre-market. If I'm these guys, you just have to get this move done. You can't let it go on for days. You can't let people get positioned. You can't let people get in it. You got to get it over with quick. And so you guys got to be ready for that potential pre-market night trading after hour sessions. Can you guys see this? You guys see the fucking chart? Yeah, you guys can see it. Holy shit. This shit blacked out for a second. Okay, we're back. Holy shit. Let's see. John Vincent says, off topic a little bit. How do you think Kenny's weekend is going? Bro, I'm sure he's losing some hair. I'm just saying guys, I don't know if they really thought that this was going to be the deal. I don't know if they really thought this was going to happen. I don't know if they really were prepared for it. Like, I'm being real. I think, honestly, like, they have so much shit tied up in the market, guys, and just different sectors, everything. There's no way they could be ready for something this drastic. Market maker or not, hedge fund or not, all the loopholes or not, there's got to be some limit to their powers here. I don't think they were prepared for this. You know? And if anything, if there was any warning shot fired, it was, guess what? Stop your bullshit, because we're going to blow you the fuck up. Your accounts are going to get blown up. Your firms are going to get blown up because we're doing this. And it is going to have an effect on you. So get your bullshit over with now. You're going to have a finite amount of time to do it. If who knows, man, maybe there was a little bit of a warning shot fired. I don't know, but it just seems that majority of the firms are like super shitting their pants right now. They look really freaked across the board. So, and I guess the question does remain, though, when does it end? Like, when does this move end? Is it because if it's on a pre-program situation, then fine. Maybe you go like this, halfway, and this shit crashes down 80% from the 200 or something. If we want to go super black swan event, that's what we're talking about, guys. You get that, and then who knows? Maybe she comes down. I don't even know. Is it possible to just get this? Because if it's legitimately squeeze time, do you just get this? And you just go to the top? At this point, what's the point? Or like, what's really stopping you from just going all the way? That's my thing. What's really stopping us from really going all the way, man? Real quick, guys, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to use the bathroom. I'm going to be right back. Definitely need to take a quick second. We'll keep going. Drop me some shit in the chat if you guys want anything else. I'll be right back. Fuck, we got some short sellers in the chat. What? Better not be in the chat, because you guys better be worrying about how you're getting out of this shit. Y'all better be strategizing. Guys better be figuring it out. That's the case. Had to get up and do some like some squats and shit, man. Damn. My legs are a little tired right there. Holy shit. All right, man. I am back. So yes. What else we got here? Let's pop over here, guys. Let's see what's going on in the Twitter world, the X world. Let's see what's going on in the X world real quick. Let's swap screens real quick. Let me find out. I don't want to look at this fucking guy anymore. I can't stand this guy. All right, let's go home. What's going on here? Elon Musk, destruction of any country. This guy's talking about. Black Monday, 1987 versus 2025. Okay, this is like one perfect example, guys, right here. This is a perfect example. You get anything like this on Monday, forget about it. What are we talking about? Look at this. If you get this Monday, if it was not a Black Swan event now, holy shit, it's going to be a Black Swan event. Like, if you get this, boom, oh my God. This would be the equivalent of 380, right? I think this is SPX. But if you got this candle down, oh my God, no way. What? Wow. What is this? First of all, is this the... Oh, this was SPX2 back then. It was just obviously super cheap. Right? Right? Didn't he say that? Oh, yeah, this has to be SPX. So, you get that. You're coming down to 3,800 for SPX, which would essentially be like what? Like 380 for the SPY ish. Could you imagine? What's up, Kai? Wow. I'm telling you guys right now, if this was not enough to break the system and cause massive short coverings, and look at the plays that really didn't get bothered as much by this ginormous market sell-off. It was fucking GME was up 12%. Let's be real. AMC barely moved, but like 30, 40 cents, 50 cents maybe throughout this whole thing. Not big deal. None of these NIO, the ones that we've been covering, RIVN, the ones that have been down, guys, 90-something%, they really didn't get too tweaked over this whole thing. So, if that's the case, if your Black Swan event is going to be a Black Monday type of vibe, or a COVID type of vibe where it drops down like this, this is it. If you don't bounce here, guys, and if you get anything like this, I can only imagine some astronomical fucking stuff is about to happen. I can only imagine. There's no way you can possibly prepare for a move like this. You can't. Absolutely no way. I'm sorry. But you're gone. This move is going to delete these hedge funds, if that's the case. If they are not hedged, no pun intended, if they're not hedged for this kind of move, guys, you're done. This is goodbye. This is right here. And who knows, man? I talked to you guys about the theory with Elon, like hating short sellers and shit. Maybe they want completely new market makers running the show. Maybe this is to be like, you know what? Your time is up. We want new people in here. You guys are doing some weird shit, messing the markets up. You're naked shorting. You're doing all this shit. Your time is up. Somebody else is going to take over as a top dog. The transfer of wealth is going to happen. Could you imagine that Trump and Elon have like this appointed firm that will be the survivor, the top dog, while fucking Citadel and all these big ones get cooked? Could you imagine if that was even like, that's some movie style stuff? But it won't surprise me, guys. This guy, they fucking really came for his head. He's not playing around. From what we could see in the surface level, they tried to kill the guy. I don't know, if somebody tried to kill you guys, right? And you had the chance to retaliate in a way that's, you know, humane, I guess, and we'll call this humane. You're just wiping out their money. Would you do it? I don't know. This looks crazy to me. Ain't no way. But if they did that, right? And they said, hey, just how Trump picked his cabinet, right? The same way he picked his cabinet, like you do, right? You get your people in positions. Who's to say he didn't get somebody? He didn't give somebody the ins and outs of like what was going to happen and the reaction that was going to go down. I mean, and it's fucking crazy because Trump said that markets were going to boom. And obviously we're getting hit with the first part of it. But who's to say maybe somebody's not already ready for this. He put them on. And now this is real conspiracy shit we're talking now. Just saying. It wouldn't be too far-fetched, I guess. I mean, it's very possible. If you don't want certain people, in charge of these markets anymore, maybe it could happen. You don't want them having the power anymore. You want to transfer that power to someone else, I'm sure there's ways to do it. What else is happening here? This guy here, man, I fucking love this guy. He's so funny. This guy, Peter Cucci, is so funny. Oh my. Hilarious. My God. U.S. stocks have lost $6.6 trillion in the market value within 2 days. Guy's bugging. Listen to this guy. You guys hilarious. Look at how upset this guy is. I'm gonna turn the music off. Guy fucking makes me laugh.
Stock exchange, greatest financial institution in the world, is sealing the floor. When you woke up this morning, you looked on exec sum. That is the go-to to find out in 5 minutes what you need to know about the markets, globally and domestically, about tariffs, about mergers, about acquisition, about earnings, about the economic data that came out. That's what you need before you even get to work, before you start trading the market. Then we go into a market that ended up closing down 2,200 points on the Dow, 340 points. On the S&P, there's nothing green on that screen except the VIX, which is up 30%. At $45, it's made to be trading at $2, $3, $4. It's trading at $45. That is the worst it's traded. The highest it's traded. Higher it goes, the more fear. In that index is when we had the Japanese stock market crash, and in August of last year. That is a significant level of fear in this market. Okay, 2,000 points today, 1,500 yesterday, 1,600 the day before. This market is getting tortured. But you need to come in and you need to know all the assets that go into a day. You need to know what's going on in the market before you make your serious decisions. And then throughout the day, you get to learn from me why the market's doing what it's doing. And I did stand corrected that I couldn't have been wrong by the big reveal by Mr. Trump on Tuesday. But so be it. That's what happens, right? Sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong. But at the end of the day, you get a market wrap-up from me. Why did this market do what it did today? Okay? Why are we in this mode? Uncertainty, lack of clarity, right? Numbers that make absolutely no sense even to Jeremy Siegel, Nobel Prize-winning economist. We don't know the motivation behind the tariff story. All these unknowns and uncertainty lead for complete breakdown of confidence in this market, and the market's telling you what it thinks of all this stuff. So in the morning when you need to know what's going on, check out the exec sum. In the afternoon when you need to know what the heck happened, this is episode 9,875 of What the Heck's Going On, a quarter of 250,000 at 3A sold, bigger bids sold, half bid below sold. There's nothing but selling going on here. We've taken out thousands of points in this market over the last 5 weeks. Without a good reason. If you explain to me why, I know why the market sold off at COVID. I know why the market sold off with predatory lending of the financial crisis. I do not know why this is happening. I don't think anybody does. That's where the problem is. There's a disconnect. And then between Jay Powell and Mr. Trump, you should be cutting interest rates because of look the way the market's trading. Or the fact is that relating this to the analogy of somebody who's in surgery who comes out and we're now in heal mode. I don't feel like anything's healing here. I think that this is a patient who's bleeding out on the coast. We don't know what the weekend's going to bring. A weekend can be a trying time because the mainstream media is going to catastrophize this to the moon. Anyway, I'm going to close this out. Exec sum in the morning. Wall Street Global Trading Academy and the Einstein Wall Street on the close.
Fucking guy.
Learn how to trade this market. Learn how to understand why markets do what they got to do, and join us every single day. It's the big breakdown. Shake it out.
Yeah, okay, buddy. He was fucking losing his shit the other day. Oh my God, everything's crashing. I have no idea what's going on here. Yeah, sounds like you guys weren't let in on the little party. Sounds like you guys weren't let in on the little secret. My boy John says we will know Sunday night when the German market opens, and also night trading. Night trading, we're going to know what happens with AMC. 100% if we get the crazy rippage starting. But you see that guy's reaction. He's like a 40-year vet on the trading floor, guys. And he's fucking freaking out. And you heard him say, I know why we crashed here, and I know why we crashed here or had to sell off here. He doesn't understand. He's completely confused. The guy's a 40-year vet. That's very concerning. And the way that doesn't necessarily affect us, it's just the fact that maybe they weren't let in on that little secret, what was going on, or how, this drop was going to be programmed in, or I just think it's very, very funny now. What's he saying? My first term stock market went up more than any other president. I think my second term we will blow that away. Let's see what he says here. I didn't get to see this yet. Let's see what Trump says.
50 years from the day of my election, the stock market went up in my first term 88%, with NASDAQ going up 155%, more than any president has ever had in any term in office by far. And I think we're going to blow that away. And maybe the numbers won't show, but I think they're going to show much better than even those numbers. But what you're going to see doing for the last 50 years, from the day of my election,
there we go. This is Ryan Cohen. Breaking. Ryan Cohen just dropped 22.3 million Jimmy shares into the Charles Schwab account for a massive margin loan, according to the latest 13D filing. Whoa. Wait a minute. Hold up, though. Hold up. For a massive margin loan? He's gearing up for a colossal move, leveraging his stake without letting a single share go. Buckle up for Project Rocket. What the fuck does this say? It says, okay, contracts, arrangements, understandings, or relationships with respect to securities of the issuer. Item 6 is hereby amended to add the following. As of the date hereof, 22,340,000 shares beneficially owned by the reporting person have been deposited into a margin account, okay, with Charles Schwab and Co. in connection with a standard margin loan arrangement whereby margin credit may be extended to the reporting person. Oh. The reporting person generally retains voting and investment discretion over such shares prior to any foreclosure on such shares that could be triggered in the event the reporting person fails to timely satisfy any minimum margin maintenance requirements with Schwab. Interesting. I told you guys, man, I feel like when that came out, what was it, guys? Was it on Thursday or Friday that he was buying shares? It's like a signal almost. I don't know if like he came out and was like, he did that like purposely, right? I don't know, to be like a signal, like a flare to the, investors of the company, but that's very odd that you bought right then and there. Unless he thought maybe that was the bottom or he was privy to some information, then I don't know why else you would buy and not just wait for the stock to fall further. Look at this fucking guy. Okay, here we go. So his name is Peter Tukey. Tukey Dookie. Peter Tukey Dookie. I want to see him freaking the fuck out. I just like when people get irrational. Furious about the tariffs. Here you go. Let me see.
Hey guys, this is the Einstein on Wall Street from the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. Greatest financial institution in the world, or whatever is left of it. Absolute, utter madness here today.
Look at him.
I don't know, really. This makes absolutely
This is it.
There's absolutely no reason for this to be happening. Absolute irresponsibility. The way this story has been disseminated, nobody knows anything more about tariffs than they did yesterday, except some insane number came out that was figured out by, I don't know, putting two apples, 2 carrots, and a bag of cashews together, dividing it by 2, multiplying by 9, and coming up with a number that absolutely has decimated this stock market. I don't use this word crash lightly, but this was a mini crash, down 5% in my book. Dow Jones Industrial Average closing at the low, down 1,700 points. The S&P 500 closing down 277 handles. That is insane. Everything on that screen is green. Everything on that screen is red. It is bleeding. I have a red-green deficiency. I'm colorblind. That's the only silver lining of the day. I thought it was green. Look at that. You see that? That is what you call blood in the friggin' streets.
Oh, man.
Everything. Russell down 134. Oil down 8%. I mean, what we got promised? Narrative about tariffs. We got promised prices would go lower. We were promised that this was going to get worse for a little while, but it'll all come out in the wash. I mean, come on. That's absolute friggin' insanity. This is irresponsible. Absolutely irresponsible. After 6 weeks of a completely confused messaging, okay, to then come out yesterday and lay down, unpack this bag of friggin' dirty laundry that made no sense whatsoever. Absolutely no clarity, no direction, no nothing. And look, the market's telling you what it thinks. Are you telling me that this works for anybody? Anybody can look at this and go, this is the way it was supposed to be. This is the vision I had. Come on. Absolutely ridiculous.
He's fucking mad.
Irresponsible is the best word I can use to describe it.
Ah, shit.
Irresponsible. It's one of the worst days we've seen in God knows how long, okay? Going back to COVID. But that was a health crisis. This is a financial crisis.
They don't understand it.
Somebody got handed a spectacular market trading at record highs. One market that was doing so well that guidance going forward for 25 and 26 got cut from 4 to 2 because things were so good.
Huh?
What was the motivation behind it? You tell me. Now they're looking at 4, 5, 6 cuts now in the coming year. I mean,
Okay.
I don't even know what to tell you. Except this is absolutely insanity. Irresponsible insanity. I don't think there's a green stock on the exchange. Who is benefiting from this? I don't even see a silver lining. I do not see a light at the end of this tunnel. This is absolutely crazy.
Crazy.
But completely. Okay? I mean, it's just like, forget about it.
This fucking guy, he's cooked.
I don't even know what to say. I'm just like torn into shreds here, ladies and gentlemen.
Emotional damage. Poor guy. Gotta fucking chill. You heard what he was saying though, that they're projecting now. What'd he say? 4, 5, 6 rate cuts this year now. And that was maybe that was part of the whole plan, is to make the Fed cut interest rates. You know, there's that narrative as well, that Trump is doing this because he's forcing the Fed to cut interest rates. Okay? So guys, not only could we have a fucking market squeeze on these plays, but like you're going to get like a part 2 squeeze in our normal daily lives with the interest rates potentially coming down. Right? If they are pressured to go into that sort of mode, an emergency response. Could you imagine if what's going to take place in May, that if the Fed comes out and goes hard with a fucking full, like, even % rate cut, geez, you know, that's when risk on is a true thing. When they start cutting those rates, that's when you really start to see an inflation comes down. That's when you're going to see really parabolic moves across the board for every type of security. But if that's the case, I mean, holy shit. This guy's funny, though. He was like super emotional, freaking out. This guy's 40 years on the floor. Holy shit. I mean, let's see. What did Ronald Reagan say back in the day about the tariffs? Let's see what he had to say.
You see, at first, when someone says, let's impose tariffs on foreign imports, it looks like they're doing the patriotic thing by protecting American products and jobs. And sometimes for a short while it works, but only for a short time. What eventually occurs is, first, homegrown industries start relying on government protection in the form of high tariffs. They stop competing and stop making the innovative management and technological changes they need to succeed in world markets. And then, while all this is going on, something even worse occurs. High tariffs inevitably lead to retaliation by foreign countries and the triggering of fierce trade wars. The result is more and more tariffs, higher and higher trade barriers, and less competition. So soon, because of the prices made artificially high by tariffs that subsidize inefficiency and poor management, people stop buying. Then the worst happens. Markets shrink and collapse, businesses and industries shut down, and millions of people lose their jobs. The memory of all this occurring back in the 30s made me determined when I came to Washington to spare the American people the protectionist legislation that destroys prosperity. Now, it hasn't always been easy. There are those in the Congress, just as there were back in the 30s, who want to go for the quick political advantage, who risk America's prosperity for the sake of a short-term appeal to some special interest group, who forget that more than 5 million American jobs are directly tied to the foreign export business, and additional millions are tied to imports.
So what do you guys think? If this, I mean, this has got to be some crazy 4D chess move then, if he decided to drop tariffs, if he knew what the reaction was going to be. And you know what, man, he set it up perfectly, because remember when he first announced it and then he pulled back and said, we're not going to hit Canada, Mexico, we're going to wait and see. and then he came out fucking full on heavy hitter, had every single country listed that was going to get hit with the tariffs, what percentage, everything during that press conference on Wednesday night. You know, if he knew that this was going to happen, right, dude, there's financial people around him. They know the impact of what this is going to be. And I think that there was very, very few people that were privy to the information. It could have been a whole scheme to crack the market, blow it in, and use that as some kind of leverage for whatever agenda he may have. Okay? If it's going after bad actors, if it's going after the Fed to get the interest rates down, you just never know. But I find it interesting if this existed, right, for the longest. I mean, we're seeing it now. A lot of these guys look freaking shook. I mean, they have no idea what to even expect now at this point. I see you, John. I got you, man. Very interesting. That's me. That's my little tweet over there. Let's see what else we got. What else is popping off here? Just then, Elon Musk calls for the United States and Europe to establish a zero tariff system and a free trade zone. So what I was going to say this is too, guys. If Trump knows, right, that the tariffs were going to be the one thing that he could do to cause the market to drop, then, well, maybe that's the point. What if it's to, I guess, increase his leverage on the Fed, to force them to drop the interest rates? What if everything gets done that he wants with this goal, right? With this drop, with this strategy, and then what if he just goes, all right, you know what? We're gonna take a break off the tariffs. We're gonna cut down, or we're gonna cut the rates of how much we're charging, and then it just fucking caused the market to melt up and rebound. Like, what if this is just one little chess move in the grand scheme of things? Like, it definitely is possible. Like, we now know what the market thinks of this, right? I mean, it would be such a huge pullback, though, to like really stand on business with this tariff policy, and then just fucking like a month later be like, yeah, never mind. Yeah, we're not going to do that, actually. It would just be kind of silly, you know? But you never know. I wouldn't be surprised if they decide to come up with some new plan. What is Jensen Huang saying here? Let's see what this guy's saying with Kramer boy.
The operating system of every single industry going forward. And the reason for that is, of course, everything that we do in life is underpinned by intelligence. And we create, what NVIDIA builds, is the infrastructure for manufacturing digital intelligence. Now, we're looking at this as one processor, but in our data centers, we announced a way yesterday to connect millions of these together using silicon photonics. And so we now have the ability to go from 100,000 of these things to millions of these things running in the data center at the same time. And that infrastructure, that factory, if you will, is the factory of the future.
Now, I do want to go for a moment before I go to robotics and autonomous vehicles. I want to put on my journalist, corrosive, sardonic hat and say, well, wait a second. What if the president puts 25% tariffs on and Michael Dell is slowed down? HPE, we talked about yesterday, they're slowed down, and it could put a limit, if not a cap, on your growth.
Well, we want to build, we're enthusiastic about building in America as anybody. And so we've been working with TSMC to get them ready for manufacturing chips here in the United States.
Oh, shit.
We also have great partners like Foxconn and Wistron who are working with us to bring manufacturing onshore. So long-term, manufacturing onshore is going to be something very, very possible to do, and we'll do it incredibly.
But the Chinese
scale.
are still a key partner right now. You have a lot of business. So I would say 17% of your business.
Yeah, in the near term, I would say in the near term, tariffs will not, the impact will not be meaningful, and.
But AI diffusion, like that last initiative by Biden, which said really there are only 18 friendly countries that we want you to do massive business with, that seemed arbitrary, if not judgmental, in a way that I think you and I would say it makes no sense.
As you know, as you just look around here, there are companies from all over the world. AI's gone mainstream. Okay. AI isn't some magical technology. It's incredible technology.
Well,
but it's used for everything. It's used for healthcare and education and agriculture.
Interesting. They're really fucking not. They're very confused. These analysts, these talking heads, are just all not. They're just not understanding at at all. It's like, again, like I said, I've never seen it to this degree where they look just like completely bedazzled by all this tariff policy stuff. And I see your Rooster. I see what I see your comment down there. He said Kramer is weird. Yeah, he is a weird individual. Did you guys hedge with Fartcoin though? Yeah, that's the kind of shit you guys got to be doing. What's this dude saying?
A lot of our trading partners, including some of our allies, have not been good partners. If tariffs are so bad, why do they have them?
Good question.
Why do they have them? Right? Or if the American consumer is going to pay all the tariff, then why do they care about tariffs?
Right.
Because they're going to eat them. So I think that this is the beginning of a process. We're going to reindustrialize, that we have gone to a highly financialized economy. We have stopped making things, especially a lot of things that are relevant for national security. I think one of the few good outcomes from COVID was we had a beta test for what maybe a kinetic war with a large adversary could look like. And it turned out that these highly efficient supply chains were not strategically secure. So that we don't make our own medicines, that we don't make our own semiconductors, that we don't make our own ships anymore. So I think if I were to say, like, was there any good outcome from COVID? It woke the world up to these supply chain problems. So economic security is national security. President Trump and I have talked about that a lot. So this is a national security issue that we're seeing here, but it's also an economic security issue. And it's to, I don't want to say redistribute, but it is to give working Americans real wage gains and enhance their lives. Mm-hmm. And I've said out on the campaign trail, one of my most frequent mottos was, Wall Street's done great. It can continue doing well, but it's Main Street's turn.
Ooh.
It's Main Street's turn. And that's what we saw yesterday. It's Main Street's turn.
So over the course of my life, 55 years, Wall Street really has been the commonly recognized measure of economic health. Like, how's the Dow doing? We've got entire TV channels devoted to tracking its progress, which has mostly been up during the course of my life. So if the average of, the equity averages fall, if the stock market falls, that's seen by a lot of people as like a measure that the economy itself is in decline. Do you think that's a fair measure?
Look, the market goes up and down. Warren Buffett has a saying, in the short run, the market's a voting machine. In the long run, it's a weighing machine. And in the long run, it's going to weigh, do we have good policies?
Yes.
And I in my former business, I commented on market structure, market ups and downs a lot. I'm trying not to do that.
Yes.
But for everyone who thinks that these market declines are all based on the president's economic policies, I can tell you that this market decline started with the Chinese AI announcement of DeepSeek.
Oh, okay. Oh, shit. China did it. Interesting. Blaming China for DeepSeek. Very odd. But nonetheless, he's got a point. I liked how he said it's Main Street's turn. That's a quote of the week right there. Let's see what's going on. CNBC just now, as this was yesterday. This is the market that you've been waiting for. Yeah. Oh.
Are things beaten up enough that if I'm a longer-term investor, I should? It's easier said than done because the pain feels so bad, and you're not really sure where it's going to end.
So when you say longer-term investor, everybody's got their own different version of what that means, right? But I think that specifically for younger investors who are watching this and listening to us right now, this is the market that you've been waiting for. Since October 1st, I think, of 2022, the market's done nothing but go up and to the right, and you probably felt like you missed out on your opportunity to really build wealth the way your parents and grandparents have in this amazing growth engine that is the U.S. stock market. This is the opportunity. It's an unforced error that was handed to us by the U.S. president. And for anybody who's felt like they were locked out of this thing, you look back to 2008 and how many fortunes were created on the back of that great financial crisis. I myself graduated into that, so I had $10 to my name and missed that opportunity. This is similar to that for those folks who are looking at this. Very good quality names that have fallen off of highs by numbers we can't even calculate right now because the numbers keep bouncing on the screen. This is your opportunity to ignore the noise and the red on the screen, to your point, and get to buying.
What do you guys think? I agree that this is like for anybody new who's cashed up too, and maybe you got some cash on the side. You know what I mean? Like everything's down like 50% already. So what are we talking about? Absolutely nuts. That shit just tanking, and it's like this guy's right. He's like, you know, since October 22, market went up 300 points, man. Literally like 300 points. It doubled. The SPY doubled in like the last 2 years. 2-3 years. This is absolutely nuts, man. This is what I need to be doing. I need to get a robot massage. What else is out here, guys? What else is going on? TrendSpider roadmap, point of control 472. Yeah, so this is interesting because similar to what TrendSpider's saying, I was saying 480. Well, he's using the volume profile. That's what they're using. That's volume profile. So point of control is the pretty much median of the price. Like that is the most volume traded here in this zone. But I had 483, I think, as like a potential total bottom. I can't. Why is this chick even on my feed? I can't stand this chick. Get her out of here. God damn. I see that chick everywhere, man. Since 2021, she just doesn't ever disappear. My God. Okay. Let's see what else we got. China played it wrong. Yep, we already knew that. What else? NVIDIA, the concerns were clear. Chart was clear. $60 is a real possibility and will be one of the best opportunities of your life. Yeah, I agree. And we can look at some more of the charts. I just want to see what news is popping off right now. We'll take a little break from the charts for getting squiggly eyes. Sonny Payne gets squiggly eyes, guys, if he looks at the charts too much. This is what I'm talking about right here. I could definitely see this. This is for Bitcoin. Holy shit. Could you imagine if your Bitcoin pulls something off like this? He's got parabolic arc drawn up, I guess. It's like in a reverse sense, though. Like interesting. All right, what else is going on? Tariffs already delivering the wins. Okay, I'm not clicking on that White House shit. American House. Oh, because the eggs are cheap. Oh, okay. Whatever. Jim Cramer said that Monday will be Black Monday 1987, where the market collapsed 23% in a single day. If this fucking dude is finally right about something, and that's the case, do you understand what that's going to do to those hedge funds? We already saw that. Have you said thank you once? Some of this shit you just gotta laugh. You just have to laugh because it's fucking hilarious. I mean, oh my god, Warren Buffett. Dogecoin had a death cross about 4 weeks ago with the Doge price at about 16.5 cents. Has traded pretty much sideways since. Doge did not crash. A death cross doesn't mean anything, so don't freak out when Bitcoin gets its death cross in the next day or so. Yeah, it's really, you take it with a grain of salt and just kind of watch it in real time, unfortunately. It's all you can do sometimes. Just hedge for it, I guess, but whales buying Bitcoin like never seen before. Something is coming big time, okay? What else? Zero hedge. China's 3 options. Concede defeat. It's whatever terms Trump demands. Devalue the yuan by 20 to 40%. Unleash biggest fiscal stimulus in its history, talking $2 to $3 trillion, which will push its debt off the chart. Yeah, who knows, man? I don't know what the fuck China's gonna do. But you know what? I will say that, like, on paper, guys, we are the largest consumer in the world of product. The Americans, by far, yeah. I mean, it's not even close. We consume so much and so many products coming from so many different countries. Like, we are the #1 buyer of product. So, I don't know. I don't think you really have a leg to stand on against us. I think you kind of have to fucking meet us where we're at this point. What's going on? What's going on with the USS Abraham Lincoln? Cool. United States, Argentina become the first zero tariff countries. Okay. Argentina. Oh, here goes your iPhone prices. Boom. Can you imagine you're paying for an iPhone? It's like $2,000. It's like buying a freaking computer. It's like, what? Monday, let's see a capitulatory type of sell-off early. VIX 50 plus. Oh my god. Then a massive dead cat bounce to close the day. Very, very green. Who's okay? Oh, I don't know. Why? I don't even know why some of this shit comes up. Like some of these stupid posts. But what else is going on in the news here? That looked a little weird at first. I ain't gonna lie. That looked a little weird. Oh, that's a fucking okay. It goes right through the icebergs like that. It was a submarine. This is Trump running over the market. What else we got? Let's see what's going on with our see what's going on. Let's see the latest post on the AMC popping over here. We went up to $3. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Like, if this wasn't a prelude move as to like what's to come, then I don't know. It's just very strange that happened right here. He went to $3 in after hours off some bullshit news. Like, look what this guy tweeted. This is what he tweeted, guys. You tell me that this is justification for why AMC popped. AMC made several public announcements over the past week that we significantly expanded our focus on offering premium experiences at our theaters for moviegoers. These are immensely popular with AMC guests. We will increase our count of Dolby Cinema screens, which is such a spectacular way to watch a movie, by nearly 25%. I know it's your Lord and Savior. Your popcorn king. I know you love him. We'll add more IMAX screens and nearly double the number of IMAX auditoriums featuring state-of-the-art IMAX with laser projection and laser eyes and dramatically enhanced sound systems, 3D sound, and we will install 4DX action. Nobody even knows what the fuck that is. It's 4DX action seats at 40 theaters. 40 theaters. Okay. We will install ScreenX with their super wide panoramic screens at 25 theaters. And more customer-pleasing announcements are still coming. It's time to play on offense with our Go plan. Okay. And then the stock fucking went up like 30 cents in like a minute. Yeah, okay. He already said this, guys. And also, too. Yeah. What the hell was I even gonna say? Because now I got his. You can't pretend to even mimic him, because then you start feeling like fucking got popcorn brain. Okay, yes, the comment that he says right here, and more customer pleasing announcements. I don't really like the fucking sound of that because usually if he's saying customer pleasing announcement, that means not investor pleasing announcement. That's how I fucking see that. If it's like consumer pleasing, it's probably not investor pleasing. I don't know if the two can go hand in hand right away like that. This shit is hilarious. And then he met Luke Skywalker. So that's why AMC ripped, guys. He hung out with Luke Skywalker. Said, may the force be with you. And then he talked about these screens that are coming for the 7th time. All right. Weird. Let's see what else we got in the latest report. Fucking weird. People posting their shitty contract gains. And then what else we got? AMC target price for Monday. Yeah, Discord invite. I'll click that. I'll join. Fucking A. Jimmy with all the hype next week. It's got to be better than topping at $31. AMC topping at $3 to $5, right? Both Moas stage 1. Fuck, man. Both Moas stage 1. I don't give a shit. Rooster says, haha, so true. AMC Investor Connect email from Thursday said I get a free small popcorn, buy more stock. And they said you get Dippin' Dots. That's weird. Buy the dip. Buy the dip, eat the dots. AMC jamming right now in the movie front. The first trailer for Tron Ares has been released in theaters on October 10th. Oh, this shit looks fucking hard. Oh, shit. Okay. Looking for something.
Something I do not understand.
Didn't understand like that Peter Tucci. He doesn't understand the tariffs. Oh, shit, bro. The tariffs, bro. That's the tariffs. Look, red. Holy shit. Look at the tariffs. This movie's gonna be fucking lit, man. This shit looks good. Oh, shit.
Ready?
Ah.
Because there's no going back.
Oh, Jared Leto's in the shit? Tron Ares. Fucking tariffs coming for your ass. Boom, there goes your portfolio. It's fucking red. Damn, that's fire. What a fire trailer theme. That was dope. That was fucking tough. I hope they got was it Daft Punk that was in the first soundtrack? That shit was hard. Wow. GME Moons, how many think AMC's correlative price action will be absolutely decimated intentionally by Adam Aaron? Not going to really have time. Not going to have time to react anyway. What's he going to say? What is he saying? Fuck that. AMC is cheap. I loaded 5,000 shares this Friday. Holy shit. I mean, theaters are still in business and people still go to the movies. The experience is improving. Yep. Okay. Bananas in the Red Sea. That's hilarious. That's funny. What else? What other shit we got going on? And guys, drop something in the chat if you guys want me to look into anything specifically. And if you guys are new, make sure to subscribe. Okay. I need every new person that I can possibly get to subscribe so that I can be completed like the Exodia Yu-Gi-Oh card. I need you guys to subscribe so I can be finally complete. And we can obliterate the short sellers and make them close their short position. So go ahead and do that. If you don't, you're a shill. That's what I say. We just watched Minecraft. This guy, Tony Denaro's funny. We just watched Minecraft. Then I recalled this 1-star review. Listen up. There were kids laughing, smiling, and literally dancing in the aisles when our movie finished. If you're trying to review Minecraft like a serious cinephile, fuck, you've lost the art of having fun. Okay. All right. Go watch Minecraft, bro. No, we're not looking at ADTX, bro. Even though it might go to 100K on Monday. I'm shilling on that shit. We're shilling ADTX to the max. Minecraft at AMC is going to do great numbers. Oh, fuck. You know, I should probably go to the movie, bro, tonight. Maybe I should go. Guys, should we go to a movie tonight? What do you think? Drop it in the chat down below, guys. We going to the movies tonight or what? Nobody's got an opinion? I'm going to give you like 60 seconds to respond. If you don't respond, I'm going to do my Tron trailer theme music again. There was a Tron. Now the game is coming in real life. Take over the real world. I don't even know what the theme is of that whole movie anyway, because I thought they fucking deleted the game. Like Call of Duty. After like 6 months in, you fucking delete it. Maybe 3 months in, actually. And you delete Call of Duty. Because you can't stand it no more. People cheat. Bunch of Ken Griffins running around there cheating with the cheat codes. And let's see. There's not let's see top post. That's the latest shit. What's the top? Bring me to the top. Bring it to the top. Bring it to the top. Let's go to the top. What's going on in the AMC thread? Bring it to the top. Oh my god, bring it to the top. Dang. Oh god, he said, fuck it, I'm bringing this baby back out. It's time. Jesus Christ. Not the Volkswagen shit again. We are here. Boop. I mean, we actually might be here, guys. I ain't trying to gas it up. I think we really might be here. Boop. That's literally like only a 5x move, though. Only a 5x move. It's not crazy. What's up with this other dude here? Soika, you know who doesn't have to pay tariffs because they manufacture everything in the United States, Hollywood production. Okay. When Citadel intern falls asleep in aftermarket trading. Adam Schiller here. Don't talk about Rooster's dad like that. You're shilling, guys. We can't watch shill material. I'm going to block this right here because Rooster gets upset. He gets emotional when people shill his daddy. Popcorn King. He don't like that. He gets mad. He gets upset. That popcorn bed is so comfortable. He said, AMC looks like Trump is taking down Wall Street and setting up the AMC GME squeeze. Nothing in the market is safe except AMC GME Uno reverse card. Yeah, dude. Look at this fucking guy. Chuck Hoddle. Is this Chuck? Is this Chuck Blackmore right here? I wonder if this is Chuck. Chuck, this you right here? You shilling? You shilling, man? Chuck Blackmore shilling, man. Macquarie says movie going is recession resistant. Eyes 7% growth for U.S. box office. Well, let's get it on. AMC still held same identical monthly structure this week as it did before 2021 squeeze. Yeah, a total false breakdown shakeout, then back into range, bear trap, now squeeze. Yeah, I can fuck with this. Dude, this dude's cooking. Is he cooking with Crisco for sure? Is he cooking with the air fryer on fucking 400 degrees Fahrenheit? Let's see what this dude's talking about. Yeah, damn. Yeah, it's pretty much what I was seeing is that that move was repeating. Back in the day. Please. Release, he says, release the Metal Gear Solid movie. Yeah, that shit was fire. That's a good ass movie. Well, it's a good game. I mean, I don't know why I said movie. It is a movie, but it's a game. Wolf of My Street says, popped up to 298 after hours trading and over 700,000 shares traded. Highest net premium day options in the last 14 days. Let's break down the unusual options flow. Traders are positioning with $3 call leaps. The full option flow on the daily chart. That's probably what it really was, guys, is the fucking people setting up options. Me trying to show someone that isn't into stocks, GME and AMC stock.
Now, was I rushing or was I dragging? Count again.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Rushing or dragging? Rushing. So you do know the difference. If you deliberately sabotage my hand, I will fuck you like a pig.
Oh.
Now, are you a rusher or are you a dragger? Or are you going to be on my fucking time?
This movie is crazy.
Quarter note equals 215.
Count me at 215.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Jesus fucking Christ! I didn't know they allowed retards into Shaper.
Oh my god.
You cannot read
brutal.
Tempo? Can you even fucking read music? What is that?
No.
Yes, what is that?
Down to 16.
Oh god.
Sight read measure 101.
Up.
Start counting.
Dude, that movie was very freaking crazy, dude. This movie, what the hell is this shit called? Not Drumline. This is like the traumatic version of Drumline. I can't remember what the name of this movie was. Damn it. It's running me right past my brain. What's up? What's this guy got posted up here? What? Broke out of a wedge. What? Okay, that doesn't matter. Where my haters at now is it's at $2.96. It got deleted. This guy's annoying. This French ape guy. All right, let's go back to the charts. Let's get back in here and start jamming. I wanted to take a little break and look at the news. I don't see much happening over here, dudes. Let's see. I just wanted to get in this. Let's go back to the top. Let's see. Is there anything going on? Where do you guys think we're at right now? The stock market cycle. Let's see. Stealth phase, smart money. Okay. Mania phase, greed. Maybe this. Maybe it's this. Could you imagine this is where we are right here? I mean, I guess it could be this right here. You know, we go all the way down, but I don't even care at this point. It has nothing to do with our plays, but you know, it could be this. Should that be crazy? If that whole buildup is that, and then just like boom, and then you rock it. Rooster says, I remember when that hype chart was going around in late 2020 to 2021. That's right here. You talking about the Volkswagen squeeze one? Yeah, I don't. Oh, like Kramer 36 minutes ago. Peter Schiff says, he says, I think the difference between now and 1987 is that the circuit breakers could slow things down. We'll write about this in my CNBC Investing Club Sunday think piece. No one cares. No one's fucking listening to you. Come on. And then what does this guy Peter Schiff say? Yes, stock market is a bubble. The tariffs were the pin that pricked it. That means that even if tariffs are removed, the air will still come out. It's highly unlikely that a pricked bubble can be unpricked. I don't know what you're talking about. You sound like you've been pricking some bubbles or something. Like, I don't know what you're doing. What the hell are they talking about? What is going on in this world right now, guys? What are we doing? Let's see. What else? Anything new? We're bringing in the golden age. What's this? We got some biddies playing with some turtles? Okay, what the fuck? All right, I think that's it, man. I think we're going to jump back in the charts because at this point, there's nothing really eye-melting in terms of the news. Let's just fucking jump back in. Let's take a look at some stuff here. We're going to go back to the basics. Here we go. Okay. Get off that. Let's get the music going. Stop playing around. Here we go. Crazy light. Follow me. What are we doing here? All right. Let's see. Fuck. Okay, suckers, let's go. Oh man, get to it. Let me see. Where's my shit at? Okay. Anyways, what are we doing here, guys? What are we looking at next? Anybody got anything? If not, I'm gonna sign her off right there. What do you guys want to look at? Drop it in the chat down below. Unless you want to hang out here and look at the charts, just and look at the like price action because it's so intense right now. Look at the Bitcoin. Shit, man, Bitcoin's kind of following this fucking strat right now. My boy Rooster says nothing here. Covered everything I got. Just waiting for Monday. Okay, I can't make that happen for you, guy. I can't speed this up for you. You know, what do you think I am? Some kind of wizard? What the hell, bro? Let's start freestyling here. Hey, no, stop. We ain't doing that. Let's get rid of this stupid pattern. I can't stand it. Look, it's too far out for me anyway. My ADHD can't handle that. Okay. Let's study. This right here, though. This is like break the wedge, test it, and then, you know, set up to moon. Set up to rip. Minimum come to the top. For Bitcoin, anyway. Fuck. Whoops. Fuck, what did I use for this? Second tier? Try that out. Yeah, this looks pretty solid though right here. Nice test of this. And I told you guys, like, this is pretty much what would happen with some of the other plays over here, like RIVN and shit. Like, let's look at RIVN. We haven't even taken a peek at this one. Let's go in. Look at this. So, very similar look. What you would see is if it's following that, like, symmetrical triangle setup, right? You'd come up, break this, come down, test it, and then go. To fulfill the top, and then take off. I wonder. Interesting. Look at this. 1, 2, 3 touches now on that. Well, 4 touches from since the origin point here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, how many more? I mean, you really, I think if this reverses off, like, you pretty much better crash this now. Pretty much better crash this now, this level. Because if you don't, and this comes back up, it's breaking this channel. I really doubt, I mean, that it would come up like this, bounce down, and then go into July. I mean, that'd be kind of nuts. So, what else we got? Pretty much, though, everything's, like, on discount. Like, you can really load up on a lot of shit here. Like, Robinhood got smoked. Damn. Alright. Hims and hers, man. This thing got smacked up. Smizacked. Might play it out, though. I really think it could play this out. 19? $19 for Hims and hers or whatever. You get this. Could definitely. What else? Dogecoin. We got at least that live. There's Doge today. Let's hit a 1 hour. Again, V shape. This is like, this is an inverse head and shoulders pattern right here, by the way. To me. Yeah. That means this is going to start cooking. I mean, if the stock market's going to get spanked, then you might as well, people would be jumping into crypto, I would imagine, as a hedge. But that right there, guys, head and shoulders pattern, inverse head and shoulders pattern right there playing out. So, that'd be cool. Did that shoot back up? Game slop. Game slop about to go to 120 piece, McNugget. Would that be possible? Yeah. Wow. Holy shit. That'd be nuts. Got that part 2 move that it did back in the day. That shit would be insane if it popped. But Unity, like I said, I moved my position out of this into other stuff because at this point, I don't know, there's no point in me holding Unity and all these other ones. I bought a bunch of discounts with what I had in here for sure. This is gonna, I would imagine this is gonna bounce too. And when it does, it's gonna just channel break this whole thing. The Russell getting spanked. But this is the COVID rebound right here, though. Where did this even fucking... This might still go down on Monday. Like at this point, you might as well, come down here? The 167? Maybe even this, 164. But I'm not ruling out the 158 drop either, right here. I will not rule this out. Because, like, look. You get this touch here. You come all the way up. Now you're coming back down the same way that you did. Like, I would imagine, like, you could get a gap down here, too. I mean... Wow. That'd be nuts. But if you get the COVID bounce right here. Is this COVID right here? Yeah, this is COVID, guys. If you get this to play out again, this COVID sequence, guess what? That would take you... That's if this is the bottom, though. This may not even be your bottom. Like, if you came down here, though, damn. You would still be at an all-time high for IWM. Okay? If you get the repeat fractal like this, waterfall down, and then you get this, you're talking like $300 for the IWM. And look at the support here. 1, 2, 3. I mean, it would, I guess, I mean, it's really possible at this point just to come down to it. And guess what? You know what? This is also really interesting too. Is like, this is a giant inverse head and shoulders in itself forming. So it's just, it's strange. It's really strange. Like, the SPY has a head and shoulders pattern, which obviously is not good. And so does NASDAQ, NDX. But then when you look at IWM, it's an inverse head and shoulders, which is bullish. Like, you would get this move. It's just very weird. What would be more brutal is like if you didn't bounce here and you went all the way down to $89 on the freaking IWM. It'd be nuts. Yeah, it'd be crazy. Could you imagine? Damn, dude. That would be like a super McDonald's M. That would be a ridiculous McDonald's. There you go. McDonald's right there. That's your golden arch. Shut up, man. Here you go. This is your combo. Golden arch. Pretty cool. McD's. Damn, that would be really ugly as hell if you played that. Anyway, let's see what's up with the technicals on this one. Holy shit, spankied all the way down. Bruce says, I know you like Burger King. No, I really don't like Burger King. I really don't. I don't mess with Burger King like that. I know you like those veggie beef burgers, though. I know you do. I know you like the Impossible Whopper. And I know you order like 3 of them. Because you love that so much. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you do. Oh, I know you love that shit. Beyond. Let's go. BYND. Bring your own meat. Whoa. Hey, hold up. Wait a minute. This was another one. Did this pop in 2021? Yeah, right here. This one also popped. Yeah, you know what's funny? Look at the timing of this one. This is right when NIO was doing its run, and this thing went on a run from 40-something bucks all the way up to 200. Another 4 or 5x move. But like, look at how their EMAs played out right here. They dropped down. Holy shit. Beyond might like actually squeeze. It's like pinned right underneath these. Oh man. 200 is at 2864 on the weekly. Holy crap. Look at the daily. Oh man, daily's right there for the taking. You could definitely get something here. But this looks like AMC almost, how that started crashing down when they did the waterfall drop. So maybe this one's got more, I don't know. But it looks like it could go if they obviously get margin called or something that causes them to. Wow. Nobody likes the Beyond Meat no more? Rooster likes this shit. He had the whole freezer full of this shit. Didn't you? I know you did. You had the Beyond Meat Ice Pops. I think you used to eat the Beyond Meat Ice Pops, the meat flavored ones. Damn, man. Yeah, you were. I think you like the clam chowder Beyond Meat Ice Pops. Beyond Meat tubes, they were the best. Yeesh. All right, I'm gonna get off this, guys. I think I'm done. I'm cooked. I think we covered a majority of everything we wanted to see anyways. There's not much else here to see. I really wanted to share that, though, is I think that Monday could be Moon Day 2.0 kind of situation for this, because this shit's beat down so bad. Yeah. Yeah. That's it, guys. Rooster, want to leave us something in the chat? Give us the send-off message. It's been fun. It's been real. Yeah. Hey, he says later. Hydrate. Okay. All right, y'all. I'm logging off. I'll see y'all later. We'll see you Monday. Be ready, 4:30 a.m. sharp. Night trading on Sunday. Be there, be square, or be broke, or both. Be all the above. I'll see you in the next one. I love you guys. That was for you, Rooster. Love you guys, man. I'll see you out on the other side. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Love you guys. Bye.